I'd like to solve the puzzle now. Score. Give me 6. That's right. Yeah. Clapping ensues. It's definitely very much like Wheel of Fortune, and it's so much like Wheel of Fortune. You can definitely make the meme copy right over to it. What an energy I'm starting stream with today. I'm a little bit tired. I did have a day off work because of the legendary, in air quotes, snowstorm that, you know, we're currently experiencing in half of the United States. I don't really get it, but I'll talk about that more in a minute. To judge everybody's seat positions and then offer my own, I would say 8-hour flight between Wiley Cossack is probably the objectively best option. You could definitely have a fun conversation with both of them. Well, maybe at least Cossack. Wiley would probably try to not show you his robot plans until you, like, bait him into it, and then he's like, I'll show you, I'm the smartest robot designer out there, and then shows you all the secret plans in his new cool fortress, and then you just, like, take a note of that and pass it on to Mega Man later. So that's a pretty good decision. I would say getting stuck between Stone and Guts is, like, awful. I mean, look, we've all been between a couple of large people on an airplane before. It's not a fun thing to be caught in the middle seat between two large people. And then, furthermore, Stone and Guts are both drinking. They're doing their, like, you know, Mega Man comic, both drinking after work until they puke kind of shtick. So I really think that's a bad position to be in. That's gotta be the worst option, in my opinion. My opinion, of course, is that I'm going to take seat, what is that, number 3, next to Crashman and no one else. I would love to be able to have a discussion with my red angry boy. I'm sure I could have at least get him to make a couple of funny jokes, and then maybe talk to him about what's ailing him. It would be a really enlightening time. And then there's also, like, the god of sun and destruction, like, right behind us. I think that would actually be really cool. I'd love to sit with Sunstar, and, you know, maybe he'll get a word in edgewise every once in a while. I think that would be pretty dope, honestly. Winterstorm wasn't even that bad, to be honest. Had to do some shoveling at my place to my aunt's, but wasn't even that much, especially since the snowblower guys showed up. Let me keep my mic here. Thankfully, your region can actually de-snow areas within a reasonable time frame. Yeah, I'm over here, and, like, you know, it was coming down pretty good on Saturday, but then it was kind of like, hold on, sorry, I'm, like, tweaking my mic a little bit. I'm trying to do a thing. I'll explain a little bit. But, yeah, like, I'm sitting over here, and, like, it was coming down pretty good on Sunday. But then it, like, kind of stopped around, like, you know, midday, and I'm like, really? That's it? And, like, I get a text from my job being like, yeah, don't come into the office tomorrow, we're closing. And I look out my window, I'm like, I can still see, like, a guy's truck out there and, like, half of his wheel. It is not, the snow is not that deep, fam. We're shutting down? Okay, fine. But hey, you wanna know what's more jarring? I got a text only a little while, less than an hour ago, in fact, saying, hey, actually, yeah, we're closing the office again tomorrow. You don't need to come into work. I'm like, excuse me? There wasn't even any more snow today. Are you kidding me? the city is shut down for this shit? This would never happen in Chicago. There's like 1 foot of snow on the ground. That is not a significant amount of snow. I can very easily trudge to work through that. I mean, I'll take it. I'm happy to have another day off, a random 4-day weekend that didn't cost me any PTO. That's fucking great. But, like, are we for real? This is not that bad. It's not even negative degrees outside. It's like mild for winter. Like, okay. Anyways, Sigma of the Snow, are you ready for round 2? Yeah, and then that's when he spams his blue head attack, which is actually the easiest one to dodge. Crazy. Not a good strategy on Sigma X4's part. It's supposed to start snowing again with the upcoming weekend. I mean, it do be winter. It do be snowing. I don't know. I don't particularly live in a place where snow is known to shut the entire city down. It's not like I live in Georgia where if you get an inch of snow, everybody panics. But like, I live in a major metropolitan area. I did not think that a foot of snow would cause such problems. Whatever. I guess if you're not located in the Midwest, you suddenly have no idea what to do when there's like, you know, an amount of snow that doesn't take care of itself. Crazy. Relevant Sigma quote off of yesterday's Ilvo stream. I did hear that Ilvo was in fact stuck on Sigma for quite a while. I couldn't make it last night. I was just bumming around with my friends instead, but you know, I'm not missing much with the X4 stream. If we get to the 0x4 stream, you know, then maybe there's more incentive for me to show up, because, wow, that's suffering. Anyways, maybe we should get things started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back for more Mega Man, Make a Good Mega Man Level 1. Not the remastered version, just the mastered version. That joke was not good. And you missed me on co-comment? Oh, you were co-commentating? Goddamn. Damn. That would have been interesting then. Oh well. Maybe next time. We'll get him next time. Yeah, I think so. Last time at MaGMML 1, I mean, we got off to a pretty roaring start. Like, we did the first half of all the submissions pretty much. That or close to it. We have 10 of the like 22 energy elements, so I think we can at least get to, you know, the definitely not Wily levels at the end. Well, no, it is Wily. I don't have to be coy about it. The Wily levels at the end. So, yeah, I think it'd be pretty good. Have I seen any Auroras in my area? Also, welcome, Chris. No, I think Grim's right. We're both, we're not up north enough to see any Auroras. I think you basically need to either be in, like, Canada or Maine, if you're in the United States, to, like, see Aurora as well. And also, even further to the point than that, you basically need to not be in a city to see Aurora as well. The light pollution is otherwise just going to make it impossible to see all that stuff. Even if your city is relatively dark at night, like just the fact that there are in fact street lights and there are in fact like buildings with lights on them, you can't even see the stars, let alone auroras. It's kind of sad, honestly. I do miss being able to look up and see the stars sometimes, but you know, that's life. That's what you get for living downtown, I suppose. Oh well. Confirm that Crash does not live in Maine. We're reducing the states down by one. Not in Maine, not in Florida. Oh man, where is he gonna be? No Stephen King plot will interrupt the stream. I don't know enough Stephen King to know why that makes sense, but all right. Anyway, that's OBS controlling. That's Joy to Key controlling OBS. Let's get back into the game menu. There we go. Ooh, oh right, game sound effects are loud as hell. Hold on. I think maybe sound. Hold on, I gotta adjust things on my end because I'm pretty sure that the game did not remember its volume from. Yeah, it did not. The game did not remember the volume I set it to in Windows last time. Okay, set that down a little lower. 21. Alright, there we go. I think that's the usual volume. Sorry if it was loud there for a second. It didn't hit me until I got to a much louder song. There we go. Living in Wyoming then. Definitely. My favorite East Coast state, Wyoming. See. It appears you made a massive mistake in Sudoku, which has made you not want to finish it, but at least you solved the puzzle. Fair enough. Sudoku is definitely one of those things where it's just like, oh god, I've messed up. I have no motivation to play this anymore. Much like a crossword puzzle, when I'm doing crossword puzzles occasionally, if I'm not like just getting like, you know, a good like 5, 6 right off the bat, then it's like, well, I no longer feel like playing this because I clearly don't know enough words and vocabulary. So, wow. Also, Jewelman, shinies everywhere! And that was like my medium effort RoahmMythril impression, so hopefully you all enjoyed that. 12th place, Mitch Cheddar, 93, Wily Combo. Mitch was... Did Mitch do judging for MaGMML 2? Or is that a different Mitch? That sounds familiar of a name. Oh, Stephen King novels are all set in Maine, huh? Okay. Oh my god, very loud Yoku blocks. Okay, noted. Also, hello Mega Man 3. Different Mitch. There was no Mitch for judging MaGMML 2. Oh, oopsie. Dumb moment. Hey, I'm no scientist. I actually am, but isn't black hole bomb supposed to, you know, blow up when I press the fire button again? Uh-huh. Okay, well, don't know what's wrong with that, but I guess, I guess maybe we're not using black hole bomb tonight. Okay, cool, Blyka Engine, very cursed. Thank you. Oh yeah, that is right. This does technically get referenced again with MaGMML 3 in the Wily combo. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, the answer's always Blyka Jank. It will never not be Blyka Jank. Maybe Black Hole Bomb will fix itself eventually. Wyoming has moved to the East Coast for balancing reasons. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what balancing issue we're trying to solve. Maybe just population, so that way we can actually get some people fucking living in Wyoming. Oh god. Oh god, this fucking engine, please. I'll just take the... I can't just take the hit. I'm not close enough to the spikes. I would like to start talking about topics, but... Okay, thank god. Fuck this game. I forgot. I forgot that there were more places other than City War where, Rush Jet was a problem. Yeah. Oh my god. Anyways. Yeah, you don't know how to understand how to play Sudoku? I mean, I don't really understand if there's, like, a specific strategy for playing Sudoku, per se. I mean... Okay, I'm sure alright, I'm sure the answer is literally just, like, find the number that has the most information offered to it. Like, are you able to figure out, like, is there a certain number, is this number, like, on a row where you can deduce there's only a couple of options for it? How about its column? Can you reduce the options further? How about the 3x3 block that it's stuck in? How about those options? And then you just kind of narrow it down from there. I mean, it's when you simplify it like that, you know, it doesn't really sound like such a problem, but, I mean, that's the basic strategy, I'm pretty sure. Desert and snow in the wind. Does it snow in Wyoming? I'm kind of ashamed that I don't know this. I would assume there is not much snow in Wyoming. It's one of those, like, you know, south-ish states, so... Fucking Rush Jet in this engine. Yep, so this... Oh, well, hold on. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, okay, you could still use Rush Coil, like you can in the original Mega Man 3. Thank God I unlocked that memory. Otherwise, we would be here all night. Alright, what the hell blows these up again? It's not that. Is it Pharaoh Shot? Oh, okay, well, I was gonna say it's good for... Oh my god, the bats have a lot of health! What the hell is this shit? Pharaoh Shot's normally supposed to blow them to bits. Alright. Black Hole Bomb. Okay, good. Oh, that time it worked for exploding. Huh. Okay, slide jumping is a little bit jank from that, but anyways. Wyoming got a huge snowstorm. I guess maybe they got hit in the whole winter storm thing that just happened, so... It's a possibility. It might be the first time Wyomingans, I'm gonna go with that, have seen snow in their whole lives. Erstwhile, Chris, as I was mentioning as the stream was starting up, I got like a foot of snow or so where I live, and I'm really like, I can't believe I am not going into work for this. And then I got a message just like an hour ago being like, yeah, don't come into the office again tomorrow either. And I'm like, you serious? There's not even any more snow. There's not even projected to be any more snow. I mean, I'll take a 4-day weekend, but you know, it's a little bit kind of like, really? I mean, I used to live in a place where there was like, you know, routinely like 6 feet of snow in the winter. Like, well, okay, maybe it's an exaggeration. 6 feet of snow was not an impossibility for winter where I used to live, and 3 feet of snow was basically a given for any winter before climate change started getting too bad. So, I don't know. Wacky, but I'll take it. Okay, you can't fire magic card down. That would be too useful. Nope, flying shell does not want to stop. Great. Big croaker shooting frogs backwards. Yeah, yeah. I guess I didn't quite process that, but yeah, that's more Blyka jank. Oh, yeah, fuck that. Well, okay, maybe I am actually doing that. RushJet is not playing nice and is also making the Susies freak out, apparently. Alright, fine. We'll top man our way across. Wyoming's more northern than California? I thought they were at least along like the similar parallel. The Yoku blocks are going on in the background, and they are not stopping. What the fuck is wrong with this engine? Holy shit, this game is jank. There needs to be a... I've already failed to like actually take notes on every single instance of jank because we'd be here all day. But if any of y'all want to just compile all the times where we instance Blyka jank, I could make a jank o'clock 2 out of it and upload that. Anyhow, one of the things I did actually do regarding this funny winter storm over here is actually like, so my apartment is historical, and that means it is old and has like, you know, non-modern building problems. And it means it's drafty in here. Yes, I remember the snake in the Wily stage. Classic Wily stage boss. So what I did to maybe help a little bit was I took a bunch of duct tape and put a shitload of duct tape over the draftiest parts near my windows that I could see. And did it help reduce the cold airflow? A little bit. It didn't help like massively. I didn't suddenly have like my apartment's not suddenly a sauna, but I think it's a little bit more bearable to be in here now. So that's a win. I'll take it, and I can maybe patch up a couple more holes once if it gets a little bit colder. You know, that way I can freeze a little less because, wow, it was like 12-ish degrees overnight one night. I woke up and it was pretty fucking cold outside of my room. Once I went into the living room, it was frigid. Ugh. Also funny how both Wily stages referenced and designed for Wily Combo also have both Yellow Devil as a stage boss. It might have been the inspiration, honestly. Thinking, okay, what goes well with Mega Man 3's Yellow Devil stage? I know, Mega Man 1's Yellow Devil stage. And so the two were married, and they lived happily ever after, with a middling ranking. I guess before I read the comments, I mean, I don't know. It was a fine level. Like, it can, like, outside of the RushJet, it was designed fairly well. Enemies are in okay places. It's not unfair. You at least have a little bit of interaction between enemy challenge and gimmick challenge. I think the tops room combined with the Susies is actually pretty cool as a challenge. It's just, you know, it doesn't last for very long. And I mean, it's a little bit of a letdown to see only a Snaky at the end there, but I think this was before we had a lot of bosses in the dev kit, so it's probably the best we could get. And then what else? I mean, but of course the originality factor, you know, sinks it. It's just the Wily levels we've ever seen. It's not exactly super, you know, original. Computer, show Crash Yellow Devil Wily. Yeah, computer, show Crash Yellow Devil Yowie. I don't think that would be all that traumatizing. That would basically be two blobs rubbing up against each other. They would just be kind of merging their yellowness. It looked great. It had great music. The idea behind it was great. Overall, it was a very solid level. Some of the sections, though, were more difficult than they probably should have been, due to mechanical differences of the engine, such as the Rush Jet section. Some of the redesigns were neat, though. I especially like the redesign of the Magnet Beam room. High praise from Pyro, but probably before but I think this was before we had a rubric that judged on originality. At least, you know, strictly on originality. Sorry, but I believe with at least most of my heart that there are much better stages to lovingly recreate than Mega Man 1 Wily 1. That room with the firebar jumps just isn't fun at all. It's a lot easier with a slide jump. At least Rush fits down there now. Well, aside from that, the graphics really didn't work well. Oh, they're fine. I found it hard to tell real walls from background walls in certain areas, and consider myself lucky to be so familiar with the sources already. Let's see. I would order a Wily combo from Wendy's. No, it's from McWiley's. Look into the future and get it right. Well, this definitely felt like a Wily stage, because it is one. The first time I tackled the level, it was not in top form, so I died a lot and just got generally really frustrated. Second time through, I absolutely aced this place. Really not a bad level, but it takes some getting used to for sure. Docking graphics a little through, though, since I found myself having to strain my eyes to play the stage. When I first entered it, contrast could use a bit of a boost. I guess, I don't know. The purple and gray on purple and gray didn't really bother me that much. And then while the idea of a Wily mashup was interesting, it seems the design aspects each Wily stage had was forgotten in an attempt to reap nostalgia points. Forced weapon usage was kept, but clever enemy-based challenges were removed. But there's at least one. The boss room was also a huge cock block. Wow, that word got said in this contest. Scandalous. The boss corridor has no backgrounds, and the room layout is almost identical to the Mega Man 1 Yellow Devil room. Really? You don't say. Only for a Snaky to be waiting in the room. Seems a bit cruel. Dr. Yowie should be the antagonist of a Mega Man sex parody. Is Dr. Yuri the the Doctor of You the protagonist of Mega Man in that situation? Or what's up with that? Where's Dr. Yuri in this situation? And then how does the Omegaverse fit into this? Because you know that that's what everybody's salivating for if they're playing a game that has Dr. Yowie as the antagonist. Dr. Abstinence, the Dr. Light counterpart. That's true. We have established that, well, I mean, we established that Dr. Light could fuck. He just chooses not to. Yeah, he is, in fact, Dr. Abstinence. Fair enough. Alright. Alright. So I don't have to run all the way back. Would one of you kindly remind me what the order of the judges is again, and their names? Because I'm pretty sure, I know it's Pyro first, Mick fourth, and Hiram fifth. I'm forgetting the two in the middle. I just don't want to run all the way back to remember. Pyro, Cheese, Duvio, Mick, Hiram. Thank you. Hello, Crystal Man. The next level to the far left of this is the far left of this area, not directly below me. Ah, yes, because stage design. Good things to have to point out where your next level is. What good I was at the boss of the last stage. I'm going to sue the level maker and not even capitalize any of my letters. Crazy. 11th, Napalm. 11th place, Thoron, Napalm Forest, and Caves. Ugh, God, something's off about me tonight. I'm not speaking very good, and my concentration's kind of off. I'm noticing this. Perhaps it's the chlorine fumes I inhaled today. Today, because I had my random, snow day off from work, I decided to, clean the house, and, well, I didn't actually use bleach in cleaning the house, but I did use bleach in cleaning my nasty yellow pillows, because they're yellow because I've owned them and I sleep directly on one of them. So, you know, I was just like, okay, time to clean the pillows today, and how do I get yellow out of the pillows? Why, I use bleach. And I let them soak in bleach for a little while, and I did have good ventilation going. But maybe not good enough ventilation, because I'm feeling a little off. Did I live that? Okay, sure. I went head first in those spikes that iframes, but I'll take it. So, yeah, maybe that's contributing to me feeling a little bit off today. I am a touch lightheaded, and I think maybe the bleach fumes had something to do with it. And you know what sucks? It was only kind of worth it. My pillows are still a little bit yellow, even though I let them soak for quite a while in, like, you know, a good amount of bleach. Does anybody have a good tip for getting rid of yellowness in pillows? Because I would prefer, just for aesthetic purposes, for my pillows to not be so yellow. I think that would be appropriate, you know? As an adult, I kind of don't want my pillows to be encrusted with my essence. Which, that's not a good way of putting it, but, you know, my sweat is also an essence, and that's the essence I'm going for. Oh, come on. Yeah, let's use Thunderwool. Let's make Thunderwool useful. And then, how about some Gemini Laser? Gemini Laser is a bit of a mistake. Enjoying Hell Revealed. Cool. Nice. Didn't play pistol starts? Oh yeah, of course it'd be a hell of a lot harder with only doing pistol starts. I mean, I posted a little while ago that I'm starting to get to the difficult parts of Alien Vendetta, doing just pistol starts. I think it was, what, map 13 that kind of broke my saveless streak. So, yeah, I hear it does start to get real tricky from here. Alright, you know what? It's a Bubble Man section. We're using Metal Blade. Also, hold on. Yeah, it's a Bubble Man section in a Napalm Man type stage? What? Why? I mean, I guess there are rivers and other bodies of water inside of jungles, but, I'm not testing what that missing texture is. I feel like that's meant to be spikes there, but, maybe the graphic just wasn't placed. Right. Bubble Man stage achieved. I'll test these are spikes. Okay, no, that's just an air pocket. I guess speaking of Mega Man 2, I was replaying a little bit of the Wily Wars Mega Man 2 again, and you know, I mean, definitely still a better experience. Like I was establishing in my actual stream of the game, it's still definitely a better experience for me than the original, but you know, it's still got its Mega Man 2 issues. And then also the additional Wily Wars jank of why is Quick Boomerang hitting the Lightning Lord platforms? That's a little bit off. It shouldn't do that. But it's most insulting that Woodman is just like huge, and it's very, very hard to jump over his leaf shield. It's not fun. Map has 16 Archviles, 4 Cyber Demons, another version of Downtown. Yeah, I mean, alright, that's no cakewalk, but, you know. Oh, boy. Mini Croakers hitting walls and bouncing off of them elastically. Blyka Engine. Blyka Engine, Blyka Engine. This is a Blyka Engine alert. I repeat, a Blyka Engine alert. Oh wait, I was gonna say, I think those are basically just impossible to get in this engine, but thankfully we have Magic Card. Ah, okay. Very quick react spike room area. The big croakers don't animate whatsoever when idle? Oh, yeah, I guess no, they don't. At that, hey, did you see that? The mini croaker was still active for some reason. They're here. Oh, this is very weird. This is like Mega Man powered up, drops transition to the next screen level of weird. This is not right. Screen which gets actively harder if you fuck up and die and have to replay the screen. Ow. Okay, can't rush it because crazy cannon. No fun allowed. Oh my god, and because Mini Croaker. Okay, I'll stay in the corner for a hot second. Goodness game. Just don't want me to have any fun, do you? I'll stay here again. It turns out that sitting back and reading chat was actually the optimal strategy to get through this room. Who would have thought? Mega Man fucked up edition. True. Oh, well, okay. More jank. Cool. Do a little chicken dance on the edge of the platform, Mega Man. Why don't you? Alright. What does this have to do with fucking Napalm Man's level again? Oh, right, we're back in Napalm Man's level. Cool. And I'm pretty sure the kicker of all that is that was totally bonus. There was like a regular Napalm Man path that I could have taken instead. You could just ignore the Power Master in this engine. He's too slow. Alright, fuck this. Metal Blade time. I think the whole point of the stage is just what if Napalm Man was bigger and had multiple paths? I mean that is certainly a point to try to make. It's just, you know, it loses the idea of what is Napalm Man. It just kind of throws in stuff from other levels, and it's not like expanding upon challenges that would be a Napalm Man stage. Also, that tank ain't right. That tank is not right. Alright, and there's no Napalm Man. XD. Alright, well, and I teleport back off center? That's not correct either. Alright, well, I guess my thoughts on this game, on this level, how do I organize my thoughts on this level? Like, it plays fine. It's definitely kind of boring on the plays fine end, though. Like, I think Wily Combo was at least a little bit more interesting on the plays fine end, because it had at least, like, the cool Susie section, and maybe, like, a couple of other, like, oh, this is neat, this is a reimagined challenge. It's just not very original, because it is just kind of reimagining already pre-existing well-defined challenges. Here, the platforming challenges are kind of neat, as far as, like, the spike drop one goes, although it is kind of a little bit mean. And the enemies do start to do some cool stuff together, but a lot of it was really just kind of rompy, this is Bubble Man stage, and I'm sure the alternate paths would offer this is Napalm Man stage. So, I don't know, I found this one kind of boring. I think I would probably rate it a little bit less than the previous one, not because it's worse per se, but it's just not as entertaining to me. I mean, I guess it's more original, so it gets more, well, actually no, it's not even more, well, okay, it's more original in the sense that it uses stuff that's not in Napalm Man stage, but it does also just use stuff from Bubble Man stage, so I guess it's more original, but just barely. I think this was a little bit less fun than Wily Combo in my experience, honestly. But I mean, it wasn't offensively bad, so you know, it's you would see this in Mega Man Maker. Put it that way. This is your average Mega Man Maker level. Alright, hey Pyro, what'd you have to say about this? I could see you were inspired by the sample Blyka Engine stage. That being said though, I think this level did a really good job of making itself feel new. Sure it did. It's nice to see the Plant Man platforms get some love, and I like how you incorporated Plant Man, Bubble Man, and Splash Woman into the stage's design. And having the alternate paths was super neat. I'm also a fan of the spike drop with falling platforms. It's an interesting take on a spike drop. I cannot believe I just said that. It is at least a little bit interesting. I don't think the spike drop is necessarily bad. It's just, you know, the scrolling of the screen, how fast that is a problem. Born to Napalm, game is a fuck, kill 'em all 1987. I am Mega Man 410,757,864,530 deaths via rush jank. City in the Clouds from Pistol Start's probably intended torture experience. True, you gotta do the intended torture experience. Alright, what's Cheese got? I like the idea at work here, to explore the area around a stage rather than the one set path. That was pretty cool. And Napalm Man stage is a great choice for it. I'm less enthusiastic about the added content. Maybe it was just me, but the new parts seemed fairly punishing for what was originally a Robot Master stage, both in terms of death spikes and enemy choices. I would say if this was kind of like a 3D game that had, like, you know, oh wow, I wonder what's beyond the invisible fence or the fence that's an invisible wall here in this Mario level, this Mario 64 level. Let me go over there. I wonder what that could be. That would be a neat concept as far as, like, exploring around a stage, but just given what Mega Man is, it didn't exactly pique the imagination of, I wonder what's around an Napalm Man stage. Probably more jungle. And this was not that much jungle. It was underwater lake. It was aquifer. Yeah, I don't really agree there, Cheese. All right, Duvio. I'm sorry, what did I just play? I forgot immediately after playing. Harsh, jeez. Not entirely wrong, but harsh. Mick, it's an expansion of Napalm Man's level, and actually a rather well-designed one, with a number of interesting paths and multiple routes to pick from. I guess I am going off my one playthrough, but still. That being said, I still have a few gripes. One of the sets of spikes in the underwater section beneath the Solar Blaze wall. Down the ladder, after the first section, I think the Solar Blaze wall would have been specific enough, was hidden behind complete black for some reason. Was it? I don't think it was. I think it was just, maybe that was dev jank. Also, the level itself runs really, really long. Yeah, it did kind of do. It did kind of get tiring. Probably my biggest gripe about this. There's a definite sweet spot for level length in these games, and this does not hit that sweet spot at all. It's a good level overall, but it's still really long. No period. And then, finally, we got Kirim. The parts that weren't just copy and paste Napalm Man were fairly decent, although they occasionally used a few too many enemies. Not much to say about this, really, as it is, for the most part, just a slight rehash of Napalm Man's stage. Very true. Next level is gonna be fucked. The Blyka Engine change. Alright. 10th place from Parmesan. Hard to see land. Ooh, awesome. I won't be able to see a damn thing. That'll help with my currently mentally off state. Guy who made Napalm Forests and Caves also made Conveyor Mayhem for MaGMML 2 and co-authored Mirror Woman for MaGMML 3. Alright. Yeah, kind of medium hits all around. Hey, Proto. Yep, time for Hard to See land in the Blyka Engine. The weird part is I genuinely don't really remember this level. Immediately this does ring a little bit of a bell, but I don't remember this being a highly infamous level from the playthrough I saw over 15 years ago. But we'll see. Or maybe not, I guess. It'll be hard, but we'll see. Alright, just skip all that nonsense. I'm just gonna let nature take its course there. I'm not gonna struggle with that. That's where you started Mega Man 5 Buster and MaGMML 1. No, oh god, okay, that's weird, huh? That wasn't doing that in the last stage. I mean, you know, it's pretty close. We're doing the Mega Man 6 Buster, basically, so, you know, the graphic is easily confused. One's just a large version of the other. Shot through that guy. Cool. Grim warned you, and you warned me too. There was nothing weird here, but then there was one weird thing here. How's everyone else doing? Anything interesting this weekend besides being snowed in? Alright, let's just keep jumping. Any of these that are going upwards. And we'll be fine. We'll get through it. I understand my lesson, that these platforms just don't work. Oh god, why would you put a fan fiend here, you monster? In pain from shoveling? I see. Thankfully, I don't have to shovel, given, you know, living in an apartment with corporate landlords. They will actually summon somebody to shovel for me. Because, yeah, shoveling is pretty hard work, honestly. I have a core memory. I think I've mentioned this before, but I have, like, a core memory of, as a child, doing some shoveling outside my home, my apartment home, and coming back in after a lot of shoveling to eat some very delicious mom's spaghetti. Oh god, oh god. Okay, I thought that would absorb the bullets. I thought it did that in this engine. It did not, but I lived somehow. You know, fuck that. I'm not taking the path more traveled downstairs. I'm going upwards. Also, welcome, Ilvo. Crashing into a telly caused them to die? No, that was just the one. No, that was me shooting it, like, right after it crashed into me. I turned around real good. Also, they're not called tellies, they're called poggers. That was like 6 tellies in a trench. That's like 27 tellies in a trench coat, huh? What the fuck? I'm sickened and curious at the same time. I have to blast them away. Oh boy, this level is pretty enemy spammy, huh? I wouldn't call this exactly a hard to see land yet. I would call it more hard to navigate. Very enticing dinner on Saturday. Pizza bread, mozzarella, balsamic dressing, crackers with spreads of olive, pesto with sun-dried tomato, potatoes, and flounder. Ooh, flounder. You don't hear that very often. That sounds pretty good. I mean, I had my, I made my tomato soup and quesadilla, whole jam again. It was delicious, of course, but, you know, I didn't, or no, I did post it, because, yeah, never mind, I don't know. Again, I'm having very weird brain fog today from all the chlorine fumes, or at least that's what I'm blaming it on, from cleaning my pillow up. And I guess the other labor that I also did. But, you know, thankfully, another random day off tomorrow, because this city's built kind of weak. Can't handle a little snow, but I'll take it. Fuck, what destroys this again? I hate that they're not labeled. Nope. Nope. No. It's not Echo Bomb, is it? No. You're in Miami, where are you again? Nice try, you almost got me. What the fuck blows these up? Thunderbolt? The spin? Oh, I got a spin into these? Okay. Well, there goes that plan. Okay. Can I... Oh, this is gonna be a fucking operation to try to salvage this. What is wrong with the coding of the rush jet in this engine? Seriously. Is baffling. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't kill me. This is gonna kill me. You hit it? What? How did that hit the barrier? What? Oh my god. Okay. It's fucking cool game. It would not be MaGMML. So this is why I did not want to go to the remastered initially. It would not be the same if I didn't experience this first. You have to at least experience the original game at least once in order to understand what the source material is like and how good the remastered version is. Took some one of my recipe suggestions and made creamy garlic chicken. Oh, nice. I'm glad I'm guessing it turned out well. That sounds pretty good. Let's see. For today's dinner, I kind of did just leftovers. I reheated some pork tenderloin leftovers, and then also I deep fried some jalapenos a while ago. Oh yeah, there was supposed to be a platform there. And then they were kind of a little bit like on the squishy side, a little bit on the wet side for me. For reheating, so I put them in the oven to like kind of bake up a little bit more crisp, a little bit more crispy, and had those along with dinner tonight. Surely I will not regret eating like 15 jalapeno fried little jalapeno slices tonight. This will not come to bite me quite literally in the ass. Alright, honestly, I'll ride this platform up. It's a lot safer. Maybe not another sulfuric abyss. I hope not, because, last time I think that was, assisted by the fact that I also had jalapeno prune jelly, along with that dinner, and that was maybe a bit too much for my gut to handle all at once. Oh god, crystal droppers? Really? I hate these fucking things. Oh, this is a messy, messy level. This is a messy, messy level. Trying to hit this guy without walking off the platform. And then Shadow Man platforms in this? Parmesan, you're a cruel, cruel person. Ow. Those guys don't stop when they fire in this engine, and they fire in weird angles. And they take forever to actually fire, either. What the fuck? Oh my god, I'm going to die to these things, aren't I? Okay, at least got in here. Ugh. Texture's great, lacking in the garlic, so it wasn't quite as favorable. Yeah, I don't know if it was... It's, what am I saying here? I'm like, oh Christ, it's easy to see land now. That's a lot. I have, being Italian, I've kind of buffed my, resistance to garlic quite high. For me, it's even like, yeah, a clove of garlic in, like, a pasta, mostly fresh, is not that intense to me. So, I understand. You have to really crank up the garlic in order to get anything out of it. Did like what Parmesan made for 48 hour. Alright, that's something to look forward to. And then, yeah, top spin with iframes. It was a little bit cramped in there to make it work with the, metros, but, Anyways, thoughts on Hard to See Land? In this engine especially, no. I do not like this level. There's way too much jank for me to feel safe in actually doing any of the gimmicks at any given time. And the enemy spam is high, and the gimmick spam that damages you is also, like, pretty intense. There is too much going on in this level for it to not be a very messy experience at all times. Also, like, the near guarantee of getting hit when you first drop into the stage is rough. I'm not a fan of this level. I think this probably belonged in the previous tier, if I'm gonna be real. Not my thing. remastered level's okay. It's about how much the level's problems are engine-centric. Yeah, I mean, this level is definitely very engine-centric in the problem, like, glaring problem department, but I think also in the subtle problem department of oh my god, there's crystal droppers everywhere with, like, all these moving platforms, and there's stuff shooting at me, too. And also, there's, like, a swarm of tellies that never ends, plus bats, plus L, plus ratio. I don't like the layouts in this level. It's not fun. Top spinning, you mean? Yeah, that's fair enough. Respawn timer's broken in this version? Oh, maybe. Yeah, for the telly respawn timer, yeah, it was kind of crazy. Maybe you are right with that one. I mean, it wouldn't be the first thing that's broken with this engine, right? Parmesan also made the air sliding level for MaGMML 2. I think engine jank is just their specialty when submitting. Yeah, they just kind of say, the player will figure it out. It's fine. Although I did like the air sliding level in MaGMML 2 a good bit, so. Anyways, what did the judges have to say? Pyro, the vertical top section, was a super neat idea, but thanks to a combination of jankiness of the vertical scrolling and my programming incompetence with the tops, it became a bit on the S side. The rest of the level was okay. It was just fine. In my book, except for the end with the solid colors, which hurt my eyes. Cheese has... I don't really see what's hard to see about this place. Is that the joke? How meta. It's interesting seeing this basically being a pure platforming stage. Pure platforming stage? I mean, there's a good amount of platforming sections, but anyways, and an engine that's rarely deals in them. Many enemies seemed like an afterthought until I realized that. Makes it hard to judge, but for a different kind of challenge. It was fun, though. Duvio says, I hated this level, until the second half. What the hell is with the first couple of screens, dude? First couple of screens is obnoxious. Not really fun for me in any sense. Oh god, you're right, it's meta, it's Undertale. No wonder why I hate it. Also, I can switch weapons in the background. Isn't that funny? Mick, this was a fairly interesting level. You had a definite concept in the level graphics, and the level makes fairly good use of various platform types. Generally speaking, without the jank it would. Generally speaking, I can't complain. That being said, the sudden bright colors right at the end of the level is something I'm gonna have to dedock you for. That was quite hard on the eyes. I prefer needing something being hard to see in terms of squinting, not it's hard to see because it's too freaking bright. Duvio, I'm glad that this level didn't live up to its name until the boss room, that is. Despite some rather easy-to-see flaws, I like some unfair portions of the level. Crystal section comes to mind. Thank you. This level and some neat ideas, including the vertical scrolling section. Wowie. Parmesan didn't do anything for MaGMML 3. The fast bike section is pretty rough, yeah. Hi, Flashman. I wonder if I'm going to be playing your level soon. Quick warning, the level to the right of me is very, very long. Bring in lives and E-tanks if needed. How convenient. That's just 3 lives sitting right here. That would have been really convenient for City War. Yes, and we get to Flashman85, the Maze of Death. Score of 63.8. Duvio's favorite. And wow, Pyro really liked this level, huh? That's crazy. But fair, honestly. I think I remember this not being so bad. No, we stand Flashman in this channel, actually. I enjoy Flashman quite a bit, so. Hell, I even like his dev commentary for the most part, or his judge commentary for the most part in MaGMML 3. Well, you're stuck in this chat, so my opinions on Flashman stand. My opinions on the tellies in this fucking engine are terrible. Why do they spawn like stacked like a 5 tall? You can no-clip to the goal in this version? Now, why would I ever do that when the option to not no-clip is right there? Oh, okay. I'm Metal Blade top spinning now. Awesome. Oops. Switched off. Lost Metal Blade. And we're through. Whee! Okay, Pengus, all that stuff. Alright. You could simply leave if you don't like my opinions. It's crazy how that works. Well, that's okay. It's the Flashman opinions are not that strong, I presume. Alright, maybe I'm not a fan of this early level design too much. It is, definitely very spammy, but I think it was definitely hearing, you know, Flashman's like, okay, this is my one chance to make a good level. I'm pretty sure that's what he's ended up saying in the future anyways, of being like, and so he went all overboard and was like, okay, you need to do everything with weapons, and it ended up being a bit much. Ow. Other Blyka Engine games that are decent. Ojo's, Mega Man Endless. I didn't know Ojo's was a Blyka Engine creation. Interesting. Okay. Thank you, Blyka Engine. We love you. Being completely serious? Yeah, no, give me your fucking hot take on Flashman. This fucking level. Alright, that was all for a W tank. Okay. Oh, weird level design. Okay, I know that that is basically just use Thunderwool, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay, so that's use Thunderwool. Should have gotten this from the other side, but I didn't. Can I please make this jump? Thank you. Be nice if Mega Man would stop hitting his head. It's at least pretty decent music choice for this level. It's not, this music is hard to get sick of from Mega Man 9 Endless, right? Or is it Mega Man 10's Endless? I don't remember which one this is from. Nope, running out of that. Top spin can't blow this up. Thunderbolt? Good enough. Read the Cognito Hazard document. I read that too. I don't quite remember all of the details from it. I don't remember what Flashman's part necessarily was, but... Okay, there is a lot. There is too much going on. I will dock I will dock legendary YouTuber Flashman85 for this a little bit. This is not my favorite preferred level design. Him ending it? What, like the document? Flashman's the Joker to Ilvo's Batman. Okay. I was gonna say, I feel like damage boosting this, but, okay, now... Oh, cool, now Black Hole Bomb won't stop shooting. Awesome! Can you stop... Oh, right, okay, Black Hole Bomb's not meant to... Is this Magic card, then? Oh, ew, that's Magic card, okay. I would have assumed purple is Black Hole Bomb, but sure. Cool. Shortcut accessed. I do like this challenge. It's a good interaction between the spike ball and the spike coming from the ground. I don't like this interaction. This is just a 5-block wide pit. Oh, no, it's not. Did Rush Coil just damage the drill? What?
Okay, cool. I'm wondering if it was actual damage or if it was real fake damage, because that feels like a real fake damage kind of moment. There's a lot of that stuff in this. Like the real fake platform I was just standing on. Surely one of the tellies will drop health. One day I'll get out of the telly swarm. I'm mashing the fucking button as hard as I can. There we go. Okay. Dog beats drill. This is little known info. Well, then what beats dog? Because we're in a rock, paper, scissors kind of situation, and I need to know what to do if a dog is launched in my direction. And let me just rush jet to maybe make this go by. Oh, okay. Thank you, Blyka Engine. I will take that. I will take that. Jank beats dog. Oh. I don't know. I feel like the dog is the source of jank, though. No, you're right. The jank does beat the dog. It does make it kind of retreat. So then I guess that means drill beats jank somehow. I guess because maybe you can't, well, no, I mean, I did just jank my way through a drill, so there must be some missing element to this. It must be an incomplete damage triangle, much like some of the ones that are in Pokemon, like Psychic Ghost Dark. Something's wrong with that. Okay, Gemini Laser. Good idea. Very good idea. Everything does so much damage in this fucking game. Okay, well, this is a path out that way. This is a path over this way. That's a... Alright, that's like a weird room mini-boss type thing. Hello, big fish. Jank the dog. Jank the dog and drill the human. Alright, head into here. Run. Run downwards, perhaps. And, I'll just go ahead and yoink that right about now. I wonder if that's something that, gets ruined in MaGMML 1R, because I feel like the, chomps there are meant to, like, chomp higher than they actually do in this engine. For fuck's sake. This is really annoying. Ah, all that for a measly bolt. And I guess the... oh, yeah, the opportunity to use Thunderbolt on that, although I don't think it was intended. Metal Blade here. Okay, and... alright. Need to approach it from a couple more directions to end up using Thunderbolt. I probably should have done it from that side, shouldn't I? Okay. Well, time to cycle back around. What are you screaming at me for, Ilvo? Maybe, perhaps it's this, the thing that I missed by not going down here? Oh, fuck, I'm all the way back here. Alright. Yes, that. Ah, I see. Well, while the whole gang's here, I might as well pose the question if you haven't seen it here in the VC yet. I did pose the idea of like, hey, there's a new Terraria update out. Should I maybe purchase rent a server so that way we could all play the new Terraria update that's coming out tomorrow? I don't know. I'm kind of floating the idea. Just because I do want to play the new Terraria update, but I don't really have time for it necessarily. But if it's not really a thing everyone's interested in, then I guess I'd rather not spend like $12 a month to host a 24/7 server. Then I did have the alternate option of you know, maybe instead I should figure out just getting the archipelago together. But the only reason I've been hesitating on the archipelago thing is because it's like, I know I'm gonna need to like set up a tutorial for everybody on how to do that, because it's not that hard, but it's not entirely trivial. There's like being like, okay, well, you need to make sure that you drop your Lua connector into here once you load up your game of choice, and it varies depending on what console your game is on. So there are considerations, TM, to make. Thanks, Rush, asshole. I mean, that's fair. If no one has interest in Terraria, then no one has interest in Terraria. That's fine. I just thought I'd float it out there. Alright, this is the much smarter approach to this room. Holy hell. Keep free to play Terraria. You got to play with your other friend group. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a blast to play together. I have played a good number of Terraria sessions with friends over the years, and it's always a good time. Although I think we hardly ever actually get around to completing said Terraria sessions. Just because it ends up being, you know, it ends up running long, and people get busy and forget and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, it's a good time. I prefer it over Minecraft, because it's more combat focused rather than, you know, just building oriented. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start working on the slide shoot on the next go around of this room. Oh, right. Oh no, this isn't for Thunderbolt. This is for Magic Card. Right. Okay. And now I just need to make my way around to use Thunderbolt from the top. Okay. Understood. Objective noted. Oh, but hey, actually on the earlier topic I was mentioning of like cleaning my fucking pillows and they're still kinda yellow even after bleaching them. Does anybody have actual genuine advice on how to remove yellow from their fucking pillows? Because like, I think that would actually be good, well appreciated advice. Because I mean, I could just keep going, I could keep trying, use more bleach, but you know, if there's a better idea, if anyone's got a better idea, then that would be very helpful. Chroma key out the yellow. Okay. I'll be sure to open up just let me open up DaVinci Resolve. Okay, wait, that's not how you go forward. And, well, I died. I think I needed to die anyways to take another path. I figured out how to get the best possible tank build in Terraria, because you always seem to be a bad luck magnet in multiplayer games. I mean, it tends to just be, you know, get the highest armor and, ow. Like, you know, grab the highest armor you can and, get pendants and charms and stuff that boost your iframes, boost your, you know, armor further, reforge everything so that way it gives you extra defense. It works. I tend to always end up playing a multi-class kind of tank build anyways for when I play Terraria, so... Come to the right place. Okay. What was this again? Black hole bomb? Yeah. Alright. Thankfully, I can see there's probably something up here that's not just, It's real fake wall hours, right? No, not real fake wall hours. What is this? I know this is real fake wall hours. That's the Sniper Joe area. But I wanted to see what was down here. Oh, right, it was just another one-up. I do really like how powerful Gemini Laser ends up being in this engine just by virtue of the fact that it is a, multi-segment attack. It's quite nice. Okay, I need to exit back from the top. I did not, unfortunately, know. It is so Jover. But the Joes are on the Joes are on the screen right below too. It's fitting. Maybe don't I didn't freaking piss on my pillows, dude. They're just yellow because I have oils and I'm a human being. Ow. Mega Man, please slide this time. Thank you. Oh god, that's right, Gemini laser room, where I conveniently am out of ammo for Gemini laser. Guess I'll actually have to pop a W tank. Ah, and we get to sit here. It's more like a Mega Man 5 W tank. Or 7? Yeah. Multi-segment in vanilla Mega Man 3 too, but you never know since 99% of the enemy game in the game delete the entire laser if you hit them with it. Fair enough. Okay, now I can get a Thunderbolt up there. Yeah, that totally hit it. Alright. Alright, take the fuck-ass slidey pathway. And let's take the top route this time. Or actually, hold on, no, this looks like bonus. Let's take this route this time. No, it seems that both are going to end up being required segments. Oh, right, the rocks. The rocks. Fucking hate these things in Drill Man stage. Alright, and this is useless to me, because I janked my way through. And this is a dead end. Unless you want to rush your way back up. Which I do. Ah, you bastard. Alright, now what kills this? Thunderbolt, maybe? Oh, it killed the tiger below. Oh, this was probably my most interesting inconvenience of the weekend. So I learned that Microsoft recently stopped supporting, let me rephrase the sentence. Windows Media Player used to have a function that actually took the CDs you ripped to your computer, and it would automatically find like the information for said CDs and like, you know, populate what the fuck the names of the songs you're actually listening to are. But it seems that with Windows 11 and shitifying everything, they removed that feature, like, literally a month ago. And so now that means I had to go and actually download a new program to rip my CDs, because I still have CDs in the current year. Mostly inherited through Dad, but occasionally shopped for. God, this screen's a mess. And had to get used to a new program. I had to download FreeAC to actually rip things, but I still need to use Windows Media Player because Windows Media Player is good to actually sync music to my phone. So, yay. I had more complicated shit for no reason, all because Windows doesn't want to actually support a very useful service. But I guess the service is no longer useful to everybody because everybody be using their Spotify and stuff now. Except for me. Yeah, they gutted it entirely. It's quite a shame. Maybe I can... I really don't feel like dealing with the jank on this screen. Maybe I can out-jank the jank. Not quite. I can kind of get a head start on the jank. It just killed me. Okay. Yeah, I think I unlocked the slide path now, right? And I can go grab 2 1-ups. Ow. Ah, but this was not the path for the slide. Well, you guys better drop some health for me, or, Alright. You need to go back to using your SD card located... Hold on, you need to go back to using your SD card located music for listening to music. Using YouTube music through revamps only solves so many problems. Yeah, you know, I mean, shit, it's like... I don't know, I just find it nice to have a actual repository on my phone of just like, here's a bunch of albums, it's just a music player, you don't have to worry about any other kind of bullshit seeping its way through. Just enjoy the music player, and that's that. So, you know, I mean, I use a healthy combination of YouTube for things that can't be found elsewhere. You know, people who upload exclusively to YouTube, obviously. Or albums I don't own yet. But, you know, it's also like, what if the internet's down? What if I'm in a, you know, a subway and I can't get any reception? Then your music player on your SD card is perfect. Okay, difficulty in this section is just the sheer... how, like, much... how far you have to walk off the top platform in order to actually grab the ladder. There we go. Okay. Those look like quick lasers. Yeah, I'm not getting that. I'm not... Unless Magic Card can grab it for me, I'm not, Thank you. YouTube, you just use YouTube riffs for music, it's free. I mean, yeah, it does. It is free. But I think for me personally, like, I just still like having CDs as a form of just, like, you know, displaying physical media. It's just, even if I'm not, like, I don't exactly have, like, you know, super cool, rare collection of stuff to show off. It's just nice. I like having a physical media to have as, like, a little decoration for the apartment. I always have liked it, and I'll continue to do it, you know? Give me that shortcut. Listen to too many obscure rhythm game songs? I mean, I listen to random obscure shit too from various artists on YouTube, but, you know. Like I said, there's a healthy balance of, yes, I'm listening to, you know, Metallica's fucking, you know, Hardwired album versus, yes, I'm listening to small indie artist Mag Deluxe, who has like maybe a few, like 2K subscribers on YouTube. You know, so a balance. Yeah, I guess it would be faster to just jump into the pit, huh? Alright, fine. Love burning custom CDs for the car. Yeah, those are the days. We need to have a custom mixtape. You put in Booty Jams Volume 1 and you just drive for a couple hours. I never actually bothered doing that. I pretty much just stuck to, you know, just choosing a random thing out of Dad's library as a kid, and that's what we went and listened to. And now, of course, it's kind of like, well, I mean, I don't drive, but if I did drive, I'd probably just have something with Bluetooth adapters, so that way I could just easily stream from my phone to the car. I do not need to go this way. I just remembered. I need to go this way instead. Or wait, is that right? We'll figure it out. We'll find out. I think this is right. Trying to think you're him and could just avoid the spikes. I feel like there's probably like a task method of like, you know, yes, what would you call it? Jump full? It's not jump less, but spikeless. But that's not me. It is way too precise. Oh my god, I hate mini snaky heads so much. Alright. Over this way. Okay, right, and this is where I slide. If I will pop an E-Tank to not die here. don't... It's not that much, but I don't want to go back again. The level is overstaying its welcome. Whee! There we go. Okay. Hello, Skullman platforms. Ew. All the Joes indeed. Didn't think that one through. Joes get to sing the tune of the Blyka Engine to see me out. Alright. Wow, Flashband's level, huh? Okay. Let's see. You once made one of a bunch of weird songs down on the computer. High school video making class, fun. Head the K or creepypasta. I'm not much of a creepypasta guy myself, Chris, but yeah, I'm sure some people are. I've never been into horror as a genre in general. I only really got into Silent Hill a little bit, and that was like maybe the first 3 games. Almost digital music player she puts on to load up with everything your sister had in her library. Sometimes generates a random mouth album track. Yeah, getting jump scared by Neil Cicerega is just about as, you know, tangible as getting jump scared by a random Siva Gunner song in your playlist. Utilize the jank cleverly? A little bit. Flashman understood that the jank existed and maybe didn't want to go too overboard with it. Although the telly room was maybe certainly something that was quite jank and didn't end up working entirely. Yeah, so God, Flashman's level. Obviously it kind of deserves to be at least down here, maybe a little lower. I think compared to the levels below it, I think this is a deserving spot. But, you know, it's interesting because I find that most of the actual challenges and ideas are fairly good. None of the... if it weren't for the engine, none of the challenges would feel too overwhelming to do with special weapons. And obviously Flashman's a special weapons guy, so he made the level to encourage special weapon use. Doing this Buster only would be awful. So I could probably see why Ilvo's Brainworms would not serve him well here. So I mean, but I would also say it's not a good thing for level design necessarily to kind of be super special weapon centric and mandatory. But yeah, even though each of like the sections have like good design and like clear ideas of what to do necessarily, they kind of sometimes end up being a little bit less than the sum of their parts. Like, there's the section with the spike ball and the spike that's coming up, making you wait to get to the Shadow Man platforms. Like, good idea, but you can just stay to the left to avoid the spike ball and just kind of wait a couple cycles. The drill section. Fun idea to have to jump over the drills to get over the spike pit if you don't want to use your rush jet, but given how the engine works, the jumps get a little far, and the instant death is kind of a, you know, high stakes thing. I'm not sure I love it. Also, the fact that the level is very much built around the idea of, here's extra life. Go die so you can get back to the beginning easily, and then go to the next path, and then do the next path, and the next path, so that way you can get to the final path. It's like, not sure I'm a fan of that one either. There's a lot of misses and there's a lot of hits in this level. So I understand. I have more of a mixed reception on this and understand why it's placed here. What is just funny is how like the devs were, or the judges were very just polarized on this. It got a proper placement out of extreme polarization from the devs. Like Mick and Purim did not really like the level that much at all and just kind of sunk it. But then Duvio, Cheese, and Pyro loved the hell out of the level and shot it up. So it kind of ended up where it should, maybe by coincidence, or by pure, well, maybe not pure chance, but you know what I mean. Its average does not reflect the mode. So yeah, you know, Flashbang went a little overboard with some of his ideas, but like the individual ideas are fine. And you know, it's enjoyable overall, but definitely only if you're using your weapons. If you're not using your weapons, it's
not that great of design. Doing this Buster only is literally impossible. Okay, literally impossible, yes, because you have to get rid of the blocks. But, you know, Buster maximum. You use the special weapons for it. Okay, fair enough. But it's probably why Mick didn't like it then a lot, because Mick is a very much a Buster purist for, you know, testing out a level, so. 3 to 4 levels in Tier 3, 3 out of 4 levels in Tier 3 are impossible Buster only. Only Napalm Suit will adjust the Buster. Huh. I still have not... Yeah, I bought the Energy Balancer because I knew it would be an issue. I had to use the W tank. It just so happened I ran out of Metal Blade. I don't know what to say. Alright. What are the judge comments on it itself? Alright. Pyro. Wow, what an absolutely fantastic level. With a few exceptions, like the room with the 5 Cannon Joes, you can tell that tons of love and care was put into this level, and the level itself is extremely creative and unique. I love how you use the barriers as a way to connect the whole maze. There's some really creative rooms built around manipulating your special weapons, and the Black Hole Bomb was definitely used very well here. I really liked the whole aspect of the stage where you had to destroy the barriers leading to the exit. That was super neat. It's a fun idea, it's a cool idea, but it's a cool idea. It's not... I don't think a Mega Man level deserves a maze aspect like that. Overall, an incredibly fun and creative level. That was fun! The exploration aspect was actually handled really well, especially with all the permanent shortcuts for backtracking. It was great fun figuring out how to approach each challenge too, and personally, I love the way this stage was designed with copious weapon use in mind. Though I can't say I ever figured out the last room. Okay, I will also add on to that. It is good that Flashman decided to put shortcuts within the level, so that way it was not an absolutely miserable experience the whole time. You know, getting through one challenge, dying from the high damage of everything, and then having to do the whole challenge again just to get to the next room. This feels like a Wily level from a really, really good Mega Man fan hack. Except for the last room. The last room was kind of garbage. It's funny. It's Joe's into the pit. Whoosh. Wow. This level is really brutal. Like, really, really brutal. I honestly will admit that my heart sank when I first saw there were force beams in here. And then it just kept going. This is easily the single most brutal level in here, and I really didn't enjoy it. I really, truly didn't. It felt frustrating to get through, like some kind of slog, especially since there was no way to guarantee that you didn't just waste a ton of energy on a dead end. Also took entirely too long to pull off. And then lastly, it seems you spent so long thinking about whether you could, you didn't stop to think if you should. Each screen seemed to completely neglect both what was in the screen before it and what the player was prepared for, and with every death, it seemed I made no progress. Eventually, I just looked at the playthrough you posted on YouTube, and it honestly made me somewhat glad I chose to give up, as I would have only been more disappointed at the boss, so to speak. Yeah, I guess that's also another point for someone who, I mean, obviously, Flashman, you know, his own levels like over 10 years ago, but like, it's for someone who understands the idea now of you gotta have gimmicks that you introduce early in a safe way and then iterate upon later to make a more interesting challenge. Did not really understand that back then when making his own level and submitting it. Rainbow Man, Wily revived me, but I don't really care about fighting you. I just want to hang out in this cool crystal cave. True, there's like 3 colors here. That like complements your 4? Maybe 5. Tier 3 boss. I think Flashman played Dark Souls, the game that invented shortcuts and such, put shortcuts in the level. Yes, he shortcutted all over the place, thanks to Dark Souls. God bless Dark Souls. I've never played Dark Souls, so that's why I don't know how to put shortcuts in anything that I do. Hey, Yoku Man. Oh no, Yoku Man. All the horrible memories of your stage are flooding back. Ha ha ha, that's exactly why Lily revived me. I could see you trembling. Are you ready to face my illusions? No! Sucks for you then. Time to die, kid. Forget what what fan game Yoku Man was from, but I know he was from one of them. I do recognize him. Oh, cool, Stink Chameleon impression you got there, Yoku Man. Just like a way more deadly version. Cool. Cool idea.
Yoku Men. Oh, one was just fake as fuck, I see. God, Yoku Man can do a lot of things. Too bad he's dead, idiot. Not supposed to trap you inside the collision? Of course it's not. Nothing's supposed to do anything like that in this engine, but it does anyways. Hey, Charge Man. Wow, MaGMML powered up music is quiet by comparison. Did you know? You can use Magic Card to grab items. Wow, he knew. Hi, Gemini Man. Where's your other half? The Gemini laser is actually segmented, so on rare occasions, it can multi-hit enemies. These tooltips are coming a little bit late into the game for me to make use of them, if I didn't know them already. Alright, Tier 4 and 5, or Tier 4. 8th place, 128 up, under construction, 67.2. Fairly even 50 to 70 throughout the board. Alright. Nice. Let me see. Stuff here. Well, I'm basically, what, the 3 for 4 on getting hit by every enemy I encounter, so that's a good start to the level. Good energy to bring into things. Mandatory weapon usage. Cringe. Oh, well. I didn't die, so that's fine. Maybe not entirely mandatory. I'm gonna struggle with Yoku Man's Yoku block segments and Yoku Man stage nearly as much since they were clearly on a solid 4-4 beat with no anomalies, a la Heatman stage. Non-beat blocks were enemies. Yeah, I mean, you know, most Yoku block segments really aren't that bad. Once you've done, like, you know, the Heatman section without, once you've done, like, the Heatman section without, use of item 2 or any items at all, it, you know, all future Yoku block encounters tend to be, maybe not trivial, but a lot more manageable. I don't think I actually ever played Unlimited. I remember watching Unlimited, but that was, again, a long, long time ago. I don't quite remember anything from it. I did no specifics, at least. Also, I'd be remiss to not note, this is probably like the first level here that has like actual level design going on. Like, there's a enemy set, there's a good tile set, there's gimmicks that are consistent and being developed upon and being combined with enemies you've seen previously. There's like actually, this actually feels like a Mega Man level right now. Yes, one day you'll have to do Heatman stage without the Yoku block section. I guess, in fact, if I end up opening up the Archipelago thing eventually, which, you know, again, I'll have to make a tutorial for if we want to do that at some point, so that's the main thing delaying it. But if we do that, you could boot up Mega Man 2 as part of your randomizer. You might be forced to do Heatman section if you select the option to allow a seed that makes you start at Heatman. Also, very funny, the shield attackers can neutralize your black hole bomb. We have level in the level design contest. It's true. It's truer than you might think. Okay, Solar Blaze is no longer a beast. It can't just absolutely destroy octopus batteries. But now it's built on the Archipel 2, 3, and X1. I mean, there's more than just Mega Man. Like, for instance, Doom is part of the Archipelago, so, you know, maybe some people may be interested in that. I don't know if anybody here likes Doom, but, you know, for as far as Mega Man games are concerned, currently there is native support is just Mega Man 2. And what I mean by that is that's something that just like comes with the stock client you would install. Also, cool challenge there to have the needle blocking the dispenser. But as far as like the stable or so-called AP worlds that people have developed, i.e. the custom extra things to download on there, there's Mega Man 3 currently, and that's currently in the pending for official support kind of status. There's X1, X2, and X3, and there's also currently the same person who worked on Mega Man 3 is in the early stages of working on Mega Man 1. It's just currently stable, though there's probably still like bugs and weird features that might, you know, complicate things on an attempt to play it. There's also Battle Network 3. If you want to play a fucking, I mean, you might want to play a Battle Network game for something like this. If you want a long RPG to, you know, complement somebody else playing like Majora's Mask or something. So yeah, it's a good time. Plenty of Mega Man to be had. Yeah, wow, that was like a good level. That was like a really good level. Just all of a sudden, we went to like very solid levels at 8th place here. You know, obviously there's no boss, but I understand there's not really gonna be many bosses in the first MaGMML, so you know, it's not something I'm going to hold against the stage. Just because that's how the game was back in the day. But, you know, everything else was, like, really good there. Like I mentioned in the stage, this had concrete challenges, an enemy set, and gimmicks that were all combined in new and interesting ways that you haven't seen in the official titles, that start off pretty easy, and then combine to get, you know, fairly challenging by the end, and things you have to manage and do differently, and, like, you know, it's fun. This seems like a regular Mega Man level. Maybe it could have had a bit more of a climactic end. It maybe ends on just a couple of enemies at the end here that's like, okay, well, I'll just blast through them and that's it, but, like, otherwise, the needle presses were used really well. The springs were used to make some of the enemy encounters a little bit more interesting. And the enemy set complemented, like, the situation well. You had to react to multiple enemies on screen at once, and they were all, like, doing things that worked with each other. This is a really good level. This is really solid. This is a solid Mega Man level. Yeah, exactly. Your random health bonus in E4M7 for Metal Blade. Lamau. If you only just included the NES platform Mega Man games with Archipelago, that's like 11 games. Did I count? Oh, what? No, it's like 6 games. 1, 2, 3. Mega Man's 1, 2, and 3. X1, 2, and 3. And I guess Battle Network. If you didn't, well, that's not in your thing. So, like, no, that's about 6. OG not have Xenoblade music? Distinctly remembered remastered to your having it? Probably. I mean, they made a lot of changes for remastered, so maybe they changed it up. I don't know what this music is, but, you know. Before we get to your favorite submission, we gotta read the comments, though. This was super fun. The whole level was really well designed, especially the one shield attacker towards the end that was specifically placed to be turning around when you finish climbing the ladder. Catface. And overall, it was just filled with a bunch of super neat mixes of obstacles like the needles and gumball machines. I had a ton of fun. Also, BCAS owns... Oh, every 2D platformer. That's what you mean. Okay. Not sure I'm much of a fan of the complicated platforming terrain style this has going for it. I am. It kind of brought out all the little problems in the engine. Really? This is the level you're gonna complain about some problems in the Alright. Or the clumsiness in me, take your pick. All the big bulky enemies definitely made me notice a lack of health refills too, but I had a good time all the same. Finish the level. I want to see what it's like when it's done. Okay. It's kind of passive aggressive. Oh wait, no, under construction. Right, never mind. It's punny. No real comments here. Nothing here really stood out as why worthy to me. Not the most creative level, but it isn't a cheap or unfair level either. It's overall pretty good. I have to give you props for using what was there in a fairly solid manner. Also, really liked your song choice. Coherent theming all the way through was quite nice, however some choices in this level were questionable. Pandas appeared to replace the armored cannons semi-randomly, which was odd, considering they are very similar enemy types, and the pandas are arguably easier. Some rooms also didn't really communicate well with the player, like the first room with the ice wall. I originally thought this was a pit. Yeah, true, that was a bit of a signaling problem, but not bad. Alright, let's see. Next is your favorite submission from MaGMML 1. Mostly because it's your favorite to speedrun. House that Mega Man's speed is slightly faster than normal for that stage. Ah, I see. Why is one of the festival areas a research facility? Why is one of the festival areas a sewer, Ringman? I don't know. Why are you asking me these questions? Stove Guy, Spiky Meltdown, G's8's favorite. Alright. Let's get rolling. Let's have Burst Chaser Mega Man. Oh yeah, Mega Man is, like, just slightly faster, enough to make a 4-block jump possible. Possible without pulling your hair out. Or being ludicrously careful. Ah, yes, the tiny bolt in the corner that nobody's gonna bother going for. Ow. Now, the slight speed increase is definitely appreciated. I mean, you know, it speaks to Mega Man X sensibilities. Once you're used to the speed in, you know, Mega Man X games, you're like, oh, well, God, walking around in classic Mega Man's a little bit slow. Goodbye, hand grenades. Go right through that platform. Stove Guy always cooks with tile sets. Yeah, this is actually quite a pretty stage, and I like the kind of like the spikes that look, well, a little bit melted down and rough and rusty. Well, not rusty, but, you know, just damaged. They're not perfectly pristine spikes. It fits the name of the stage very well, and just also looks really good. Yeah, I'm not... Bye, Hammer Joe. You're about as useful as that one in Mega Man 3 that, like, just drops straight past in the Wily Castle. Don't tell Crash about the number 4 tile jumps he made naturally. No, whatever, you can show off with that. I'll show off with other feats and accomplishments in my Mega Man, you know, gaming. I'll show off by having the endurance to play through all of Mega Man powered up and its challenges to unlock Proto Man. That's something that most Mega Man fans would never bother doing. Alright, this is actually pretty interesting with, like, having the tackle fires just kind of pop up from below to attack you. They're a little random, but, you know, they still make for a good challenge. Oh, so that was the bonus path. Alright, I'll just shoot the cat from this side. I will, because I would like that E. Okay, Bubble Bat's pain in the ass, right? Hasn't changed. Okay. What's going on with these screens? I guess we're gonna have a spike drop kind of challenge. It is a very interesting choice to just suddenly make Mega Man a little bit faster for this stage. Like, I'm not... I mean, it's much appreciated, but it's definitely kind of on, like, the... Huh. I mean, why? Kind of section. I guess it just made maybe some of the stage design work, but it's definitely just unexpected. Alright, well, I don't need that life, so I won't take it. Like dying to the hermit crab. Yeah, you shut your mouth. You know I'm capable of good things, eventually. It's just there's also a lot of funny, bad comedic time moments in there. Why on earth would this engine make the Picado 24s have more than 1 health, you monster? That's actually criminal. I hate that. Oh, right. I forgot about this section. Oh, shit. This is, I remember this was what was very infamous about the level. It's coming back to me now. Yeah, if Hammer Joe's become the most popular enemy, oh no. What would we ever do? We would be Joe'd out. That contest would be very Jover. Alright, I'm gonna give this a few more attempts. I still like the idea going on here, even if the, you know, even if what's really happening is fucking crazy. Oh, come on, I did not touch that spike. Oh, good, 1R fixes that for, Picado 24s. That's good. Okay, now I'm just kind of rushing forward now. You can see maybe my attention glazing over a little bit. It's very important to grab the ladder as early as possible. To stay safe with it. Oh, ew. Ew, Blyka Engine jank. The health making me stand still made it so that way it registered me standing on the platform for longer, and therefore it fell out from under me. Gabby also defying gravity, very normal. True, also very normal. They must just be Wicked fans. Alright. One more time. Uh-oh. Okay, I got lucky there. I mean, very skillful. That was a very skillful, purposeful play. Ow. Anyways. This interesting choice to speedrun this level. I could... Hey, you know, I'm actually seeing how I could probably just make this easier for myself. Maybe I just don't... stop moving, and I just keep shooting the grenades with good timing. They only have 1 health. Well, I mean, they do also provide a hit... Wait, no they don't! This is Mega Man 1... This is the original Mega Man, level 1. They don't have hitboxes. What am I doing? Oh, god damn it! God damn the Blyka Engine, it's health. I don't want to have to look out for the fact that health kills me. Ugh, stupid. Like, I'm used to the idea of a health pickup killing you because it accidentally causes you to stop and, like, it eats your jump input or something. Not, it literally is going to kill you because you're now janked onto a platform for longer and it causes it to drop. So now I have to watch and make sure that these fuckers don't drop health, and if they do, I have to jump over it. Okay, there we go. That wasn't so bad. I just had to use, like, 4% of my brain, and it suddenly all made sense. Also, you might notice I'm probably using my special weapons a lot less because I'm actually enjoying the levels a lot more now. Like, I feel like these levels are more meant to be enjoyed Buster only now. So unless there's like a really opportune moment to use a special weapon, I'm probably just going to be sticking to the Buster a lot, because that's fun. Yeah, that was kind of some Mario Maker hitbox, you're right. My Joe hole? This hole, it was not made for me. It was made for the Joe. We do not have the same proportions, brother. Ah, Lamau, double fake out. A Joe hole. A hole, if you will. Yes. Alright, that level. It was good. The fact that the bridge has bad interactions with the Blyka engine sucks. So, you know, it's... I wouldn't quite say it ends up dipping below the previous level for something as small as that, but it's definitely something I have to consider in how I feel about the level. But I mean, otherwise, again, like I said, we're actually at real levels now. It was of pretty reasonable length. It had I mean, I feel like the bridge should have been like the climax of the level. It was close to the climax of the level. It was almost the end, but it was, you know, not quite there. So as far as pacing goes, it felt a little bit off. But, you know, it introduced all its gimmicks well. It had a handful of enemies it wanted to keep using. It's a cool challenge, you know, to tackle. The fact that Mega Man moves a little bit faster is appreciated. And, let's see, what else? Good, you know, some solid callbacks to some of the Platman platforms from earlier. Good use of the Shadow Man platforms. I guess, if anything, I would say maybe it lacks a gimmick of some kind. Like the previous level also kind of lacked I mean, I don't know, the needle presses are kind of a gimmick, that it's not just platform. But I mean, obviously, you know, it's creating gimmicks, the first Mega Man contest, ranking it for what it is and what it was at the time. I mean, it's, again, really solid, and like Proto was pointing out earlier, the tile set's beautiful. Stove Guy did a really good job, so yeah, solid level. Oh yeah, this is hella like Grenade Man's background D-made or something like that. You get angry if you died near the end because of the spike? Of course, it was just meant to troll you. Man, this level looked great, and I really liked the design as a whole. The music didn't really feel like it fit, though. I feel like it was fine. It was action-y. Platman platforms were used really well, too. My only real issue with the level is the design of some sections. The tackle fire area felt a little bit much. I mean, it was a bit random, but it wasn't that bad, I don't think. And the huge area with the falling platforms felt a bit unfair, with the spine catching you right after a group of bomb enemies. Yeah, it is a bit of a think fast moment, but I think it's, you know, I don't mind having a think fast moment like that. It's not too bad. I was fooled again! Man, that was a nice challenge. I especially like how the level asks you to think ahead on several of the screens. As far as the issues go, the long bridge was a bit of a mood killer, since any little mistake in that area usually meant a death. Otherwise, there's a really not much to complain about. I don't even have anything to say, anything sassy to say about this one, really. Decent level. Oh yeah, that's why Duvio is, you know, loves this level. It's their favorite. First thing I want to mention is, since those are some nice graphics. Secondly, that's a Kevin song in the background, isn't it? Third thing, this is actually a really solid level. I actually found myself quite enjoying this place. Well, most of it. The chain keys were an absolute pain in the rear to deal with, as per usual as with respawning enemies in MaGMML. Well, other than that, this level is pretty well made, and that spike here at the end was evil. XD. Big XD indeed. Oh, that was cheeses. Okay. Right. Alright. Lives up a bit too well to its name at times, although the challenges provided by them are, for the most part, fun and interesting. I would say that mainly during the horizontally scrolling sections with lava and falling platforms. Excuse me. There's a severe overpopulation of tackle fires and gabuals, respectively, essentially rendering Ferroshot and Black Hole Bomb the only reasonable weapons. Hard disagree, especially with like the falling platforms. Why on earth would you use one of the weapons that makes you stand still? I'm also fairly certain that ending classifies as psychological torture, which is illegal. Under what statute? Alright. 6th place by Lambda, Thundercliff Plant. Let me drink some more water. Also, one moment, because of my stupid pillow washing story, I should probably check on my pillows. I'm good to go for a little bit longer, especially considering I have an unexpected day off tomorrow, so I'm gonna just BRB for, let's say like maybe a few minutes, just like 3 minutes, to ensure that my pillow is dry so I can actually sleep on it tonight. Alright, 1 second. Be sure to argue over who you would sit next to on the plane while I'm gone. There's not piss in the pillows, just baking soda, soap, and bleach. I pour chemicals into my pillows, not piss. I know a lot of chemists were piss chemists back in the day. They worked with a lot of urea because they thought that, you know, urine was gold colored and they wanted to make gold and the elixir of life and shit back in the day. But that's not me. I'm not a piss boy. I talk about my poop, not my piss. And I don't do anything freaky with either. Go to Kumi's stream if you want to talk about piss. But no, because I have like I got one of those like pillows from like the Purple brand. It's full of like little memory foam chunks, and God, those things are absorbent. So it takes that pillow has been in the dryer since 3 p.m. today. It has been drying for 6 hours now. And it's still not entirely dry. That really sucks, unfortunately. Alright. Chemicals in the pillows. Do you plan on sleeping with some frogs, Crash? Only if they're gay, you know? I can't wait until June for that. Alright. Great. We're gonna skip past the rest of the piss comments here and get back to Thundercliff Plant, because you all tell me that is pretty fucking cool. Oh shit, it's music rules too. Got a cool little sunset going on with it as well. Alright, you know, strong first impressions. A cool tile set. Some lyrics to start off. Some discount tellies. We couldn't afford the store brand, so, you know, we couldn't afford the name brand, so store bought is fine. I guess, which does everybody like more? Are y'all more of a fan of tellies, or are you more of a fan of lyrics? I mean, obviously, there's many fewer lyrics than exist tellies, but as far as just, like, your standard telly design versus your standard lyric design, I do generally just prefer the look of a lyric and how it's animated, but I will concede it's just weird that they exist only in Mega Man 5 and were never expanded upon. And, you know, the tellies kind of have a classic hamburger look that is, you know, very versatile. They're called poggers. I know, we were over this before. I was trying to pull a fast one on everybody. I'm so sorry for this transgression. Also missing blocks, weird. Thunderbolt? I should have known better. Okay, it didn't betray me that badly. It actually worked out pretty well that time. With both, they're also an 11. Oh yeah, shit, I forgot. They're also... You're so right. I don't know why. I think for me, it's just because they're not, like, round. It doesn't click for me that, like, those are lyrics in Mega Man 11. But, yeah, I mean, you're hella right. Those are just lyrics in Mega Man 11. I've realized this information before, but I just haven't, I don't know, cemented it in my brain. Also, Tellius and lyrics in the same level? What is this? They're getting along? I thought they were sworn enemies. Well, God bless they've learned to tolerate each other. We've ended Telly and lyric segregation, everybody. Oops. Didn't move quickly enough. Progress in the lyrics getting long. Must be the end times. No, it's the time of great prosperity. It's a progressive age for Mega Man. And 11 loved bringing back a lot of Mega Man 5 enemies. I'm trying to think, what other Mega Man 5 enemies were there in Mega Man 11? Picketmen, they were Mega Man 1 enemies. I don't remember there weren't Met Cannons brought back. I don't remember those. Wall Blasters were brought back, but that was Mega Man 4. I don't know, I'm blanking right now. Oh yeah, shit, also there are, there are Poggers over in in Fuse-Man stage as well, right? I mean, they're electric ones, but, you know. I think that might make Mega Man 11 the first game. Does make Mega Man 11 the first game to feature both, Tellies and lyrics in the same game. Ain't that neat? Alright, kinda interesting. I don't really appreciate crazy cannons, and having to deal with them on ladders, plus, you know, other electric nonsense going on. It's a bit frantic for me, but, you know, it's, maybe it makes for a manageable challenge. It's not my favorite, but at the very least, crazy cannons don't have the weird spread on their bullets like they do in Mega Man 2. Because they're consistent, they're a little bit easier to plan around and space around as well. Plug. You can't say pluggers, Grim. That's their word. I love the easy homages. Oh, cool. Pretty good level. I don't know if this level's short or it's just that we've been playing long levels so far. It feels like this level was a little bit on the short side. Plug champ. It's pretty good. That would actually be a pretty good emote, all things considered. Anyways, let's see. Thoughts on that level? I mean, it used some of the electricity gimmick there at the end to kind of, you know, make for a interesting section. And, you know, it had a variety of enemies doing cool enemy-related challenge type things. But, I don't know. This was, I mean, it was a good level. It didn't really impress me much, though, right? Like, it, like, it didn't have a big set piece like the Spiky Meltdown had with the bridge. Or not just with the bridge, but also like the tackle fires rising from below. I didn't feel like it had the enemies meshing as well together in a simple, like, small set of enemies like Under Construction did. Tile set was pretty, but this felt like a very standard Mega Man rompy kind of experience, which I like. But I think I would probably put this at least under Spiky Meltdown for me personally. I think Spiky Meltdown was a little bit more fun and had a little bit more of like, wow, this is a really interesting segment kind of moments going on. This was more like just solid Mega Man walking through the stages. There's the screens, blasting stuff. Decent times were had by all. I'm pooped. What do the judges have to say? Maybe they can remind me of some things. The level seriously looks amazing. I really like the aesthetic of an underground castle and city. The music was great too. Some of the castle parts were super neat as well. I really like the structure of the vertical segment towards the end. You can get stuck and have to restart if you enter the room with W tank by sliding. Whoopsie. I can see how you overlook something like that though. More importantly, the stage was still fun the second time, which is something to be proud of. It didn't really push any envelopes in terms of gameplay, but you changed things up a lot, and the presentation was especially good. Jokes aside, I love this level, front to back. Man, Duvio is not a man of many words. This was also a level. I take it the music theme here is Tessacodal's theme in 8-bit. Regarding the level itself, you definitely built a good level with what you had, but I don't really feel like enough was done to really make the level excel either. It works, but I wouldn't say it stands out really. Thank you, Mick. Thank you for the good run-of-the-mill opinion, being a source of level-headed information like in MaGMML 3. Overall, I quite enjoyed this level, although at times it seems either too empty or just a bit too harsh. I also quite like the tower portion of the stage. Not many of these levels do ladder segments. I did find that some gimmicks, like the Yoku blocks, were hardly fleshed out at all. Yeah, some things were just kind of implemented and then forgotten about. The ladder climb was cool. It's a set piece, but it's not as high action. You know, it doesn't really tickle the brain as much as the stuff I mentioned from Spiky Meltdown does. Man of fewer words than you, yeah. I'm tired after all this running and bashing my head against walls. Thank goodness for this festival. Actually, to expand on that, Proto, you're a fairly loquacious fellow. You do speak many words, in both chat and VC. So you know, it's not too hard, not too low of a bar to beat. 5th place by Wrecking Goomba. It's not Wrecking Programs. What? Research facility. Hey, in the lab too. How appropriate. Mr. Kurim's favorite. 88, 81, 80, 54, and 68. Did Mr. Kurim give his favorite a 68? That's not right. That can't be right. I guess that's right. Glorified boss rush level? Oh boy. Here to make up for all the bosses you didn't get yet. Also, obnoxiously loud music. I don't think it's that loud on y'all's end, because I have it, you know, pretty well set to be not that loud, but this kind of hurts my ears a little bit. Or at the very least, it's just shocking compared to the rest of the stages. Yeah, flash in the dark, but louder. How can we make the music sound brighter? I know, we'll make it be louder. That way, it's not going to be a flash in the dark, it's a light in the dark. Much good at writing stuff? I'm not much of a writing kind of guy anyways. It's ironic considering when I get my 3D model, one of the first things I want to do is actually do like semi-scripted discussions of various topics or silly rants, or maybe serious rants too, you never know. Also, wow, Mecha Dragon selected 3 times in a row, crazy. Oh no, the Yellow Devil! Anyways, I mean, I'm a sucker for Weapons Archive design, so this is pretty cool. Although, yeah, definitely, admittedly, it's nothing, you know. It is, like Grimmy said, it's a glorified boss rush. It's not exactly breaking too many molds here. Outside of having, you know, design a new Weapons Archive pattern for each person. Welcome, Rixio, or Rixie02. Do we play the Battle Network games? I have not played them on stream, and I do not plan to play them on stream for a little bit, just because I don't tend to stream for longer than 2 to 3 hours at a time, and it would just be a long project until I can actually carve out some more time to stream. But I do enjoy the Battle Network games quite a bit. I've played all of them except for the first one. I think I completed all of them. I think I completed 2 as well. I can't quite remember. But, you know, I'm a fan. I do like them. 6 is probably my favorite. 3 and 5 are roughly equal. Maybe 3 is a little bit better just because the chip codes are better. But yeah, no, I like Battle Network. One day we'll play it on stream. When I have more of like 4 hours to dedicate to a stream. I can start carving out some weekend time, you know? I love Mega Man 9. Share this to 10 friends or Plug Man will shock you. He will shove his plug into your back, and you will not enjoy that because it is electrified. And hey, I don't think, and like, you know, you didn't consent to it either. Like, what's wrong with Plug Man? Why'd he do that? All right. Well, Fake Vile still gets to be a very annoying boss. If I actually slide, it's actually not so bad. Ah, crazy. If I use my slide button, things are better. Dr. Cossack. Oh, okay, that's funny. The Cossack Catcher being the weapons archive representative for Mega Man 4, because you know all of these have so far just been your standard fortress boss mech. This one's like this is a guy. This is just data of a guy. Oh, okay, cool. It's the I don't know what the dinosaur's actual name is, huh? It's probably some weird shit like Soratron OV1 or something like that. That's what that boss kind of feels like to me. One of those ones with like extremely random names. Mechasaurus. Okay, actually not that crazy at all. Kind of normal. Hey Pengu, welcome. Dang, you're eating down. I think that's a compliment to say I'm doing well. But welcome to the Mega Van stream. It's going well so far. You're in a good place, because these are like... The levels, since hitting Tier 4, have been really good. So, you know... Yeah, you're getting to watch the actual good levels and then make a good Mega Man level contest. We got past the stuff that's just kinda... You know... Enemies are here, it's not that bad kind of situation, or wow, there's ideas here, but the level's way too long and convoluted. Now we're just at stuff that's, like, genuinely really fun to do. You got gimmicks working with enemies, and, like, enemies working with each other, and, like, you know, just, like, stage design to think about. It's crazy. And it is also funny that, like, you know, we have the, we have the stage that is a big boss rush type stage for a contest that has so far lacked any boss fights. Did I... Okay, good. I'm not trap E-Tank, but fudge. Oh, more jank. Cool. Robot imitates Russian fighting style. Sure, I guess. I guess Cossack Bot maybe does that. Yeah, even the AI is taking Cossack's job. Oh, what a poor fate to be a mad scientist, or not mad scientist in 20XX. Although, I don't know, it seems like the mad scientist Wily here's job is also getting stolen by the AI, so, like, you know, nobody's really quite safe. Alright, well, maybe we might be able to clutch this. Might not have to die and restart. Of course, you know, when I start saying things, that's when the comedy happens. So, I shouldn't get too comfortable. Okay, good. There we go. Nice. To consider speedrunning, is it possible with this game? I mean, it's technically possible with any game, yeah, but... Yeah, this game, as Grimm's mentioning, there's a remake of this game that I plan to, a remaster of this game I plan to play once I'm done with this one. And that one's much more suited to speedrunning because there's a lot less weird jank going on. But yeah, I'm not really a speedrun type guy. I just like to get good at my games, but like the actual perfection required to like speedrun something and the amount of like putting in perspective this way, there are other games such as the Mega Man Zero series that implement just ranking systems that rank you on both how fast you're going and how little damage you're taking, and if you've completed all the objectives and stuff like that. I really don't like succumbing to said brainworms, but I do succumb to the brainworm of like, oh, but I can totally get a perfect score if I just try hard enough kind of thing. And then I end up not just playing the game and having fun with it. It just turns into an exercise of challenge for me. So that the same thing goes on with speedrunning. I'd be like, oh fuck, I tripped on a rock and now I lost 4 seconds. I guess I'm not playing this run anymore. Reset, start again. And just like the obsession with perfection would just eat me up inside. If people want to do a speedrun contest, that'd be fun, but you know, I don't know if I would host or organize that myself. But you know, Grim himself here is a little bit of a speedrunner. He's got a couple of records for individual levels in these MaGMML games. Fighting the boss with no charge shots is an actual struggle on your end. Yeah, I can definitely tell, especially with Wily Capsule. That would take a while to just bust her down without charges. But you know. Pro still a race for episode 0 to do that you never done? Well, you should do that. That'd be fun. I mean, I can't watch it quite yet because I need to avoid my spoilers, but, you know. Go poke Proto for it. I'm sure he'll be down. Oh, yeah, the X2 race. We should all do an X2 race in the, in the chat. Couple really underselling it. I forget what your speedrunning accolades entirely were, so I just did a conservative estimate. 31 out of 38 world records for 1R for years. See, there you go. You can keep track of your achievements. I can barely keep track of, you know, what I had for dinner yesterday. So it's a matter of memory, right? Anyways, what are my thoughts on this level? I mean, level was fun. The enemy and challenge interludes were nice overall. It did kind of introduce a semi-solid platform from the bottom that never got introduced again for some reason. So that is odd. And then the rest, kind of the platforming challenges were a little bit basic. But they were good. But yeah, then kind of what Grim did mention earlier, it's a bit of a glorified boss rush, which is refreshing considering all of the levels before this have literally not had a boss. No one could program that in. Because for those who are unfamiliar with the MaGMML series, the first game did not really have a extensive dead kit. You had to do a lot of programming yourself. But I mean, I'm a sucker for weapons archives, and the fact that these are all originally designed weapons archives facsimiles of their original boss incarnations is pretty cool. So I think I'm solidly a sucker for something like this, so I'm happy where it is position-wise in the ranking, at least above the previous entries. Yeah, I really, really like the level because the weapons archives are pretty good. But I will, also say that there could have been more going on with the actual level itself and maybe developing some of its gimmicks a bit more. But overall, quite solid. All right, Pyro's comments. This is amazing. The weapons archives were super neat, and you had a great selection of bosses. Great choice of music, too. The whole stage was just a lot of fun to go through. Though I do feel that the actual boss stage, apart from the bosses, was just a stage. It's nice to see the Sparkman platforms get some use. But besides the bosses, everything just felt like it was there. Yeah, agreed a little bit. Alright, cheese. Haha, wow, this definitely pleased the fanboy in me. You're damn right it does. That's a very nice take on the Wily archive. All the boss parts were so well crafted that they generally struck a good balance of faithful and improved. I think you could have done a little bit more with the in-between sections, but even then what you have isn't bad. Right, Duvio. The only thing missing from this level is a scientist pleading for his life. Well, we replaced the scientist with AI, so, it's... The best it would say is, wow, you have bested me. You're very strong and very good at the Mega Man games. I am programmed to act like Dr. Wily, so please spare me, and I will change and reform my ways. But haha, I will come back for the next game. Mick, the level itself was boring. Wow, it's harsh. Nothing about it really stood out as good or bad, it was just there. Really, the Guardian archive, on the other hand, I rather liked that. And it was from the main source of fun. It was the main source of fun from this level, with one exception. The Cossack catcher is an absolute pain to fight. It's not that bad. Cost you 2 of your E-tanks. Are you... what? That docked you pretty significantly, as I found that downright frustrating. Are you good, Mick? You're usually better than that. The Cossack archive, was a little annoying to fight just because you couldn't hit it very often, but it was certainly not hard to dodge. Let's see. And finally, Mr. Kurum, the Wily Boss Archive was a very clever boss idea that I found very enjoyable. The rest of the stage, while somewhat devoid of enemy challenges, laid out some good game design demonstration, and each asset of the level was, for the most part, well introduced and tested. Yeah, I mean, we all forget about the weird green Shadow Man platform, but, well, maybe Shadow Man could tell me about those platforms and why it wasn't used. Dark and mysterious research facility. I feel right at home here. Ah, yes, thank you, Edgelord. Anyways, onto the Tier 4 boss. Mixon Fraud Watch. Yeah, we're gonna have to revoke his Mega Man license. Hey, Justice Man. I know your game. Justice Man? You're back? How did Dr. Wily even get the data required to retrieve you? Yes, it is I, Justice Man. I was behind everything the whole time. Dr. Wily was my pawn. If you think I believe that for a second, you're dumb. Dang it, I thought I had you there. Whatever, I'm still gonna murder you now. Wow, rude. Not very justice of him at all. Oh, but he still makes me wait for the whole fucking boss intro theme to play out. Okay. Man, it's been a while since I played Rock Horse. I should just play that in VC sometime for kicks. Although this is not a pattern that Justice Man normally does in Rock Horse. In fact, it might be a bit more annoying of a pattern than he does in Rock Horse. Okay, well, he does that. He does do that. Alright, you're not even aiming that one, dude. Alright, good job, Justice Man. Yeah, none of the tier bosses in MaGMML 1 have really put up enough of a fight to, like, kill me. I think I died to, like, one of them once, but that was it. There certainly aren't the sluggers that start to exist in MaGMML 2 and 3. No justice in this world. I die now. Why are you making Justice Man sound like Tommy Wiseau? I was trying to go for, like, chills, you know, the number 15 kind of guy, but Tommy Wiseau works as well. I just needed a new voice. How is he back, despite being permanently killed in Rock Horse? Don't know. Of course, he's a hologram in 1R, justifying why he returned. Yeah, you know, the story doesn't really matter all that much in the original incarnation of this game. Anyways, hey, Centaur Man. Someone once told me that I was part man, part horsefish. I'm still trying to figure out what that means. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck that means, too. Alright, let's see. 2.5 hours here. Tier 5, levels 4 through 1. Got a handful of levels in the next segment. Alright, we're gonna go long here because, like I said, random day off tomorrow. I want to do one more level in this. I forgot that Thomas the Tank Engine was in this game. Welcome to the top 4. The best of the contest levels are here. Also, Choo Choo. Cool. Number 15, Wily Combo Foot Lettuce. The last thing you want in your Wily combo is another Robot's Bolts, but that might be exactly what you get. He's a boss in Square Root and Skullman Scooby Doc 4. Why would he not be here? Wow, you're so right. I'm just so neglectful of my Mega Man fan game knowledge. Squirt 1, made by Pyro. She can do it. True. She definitely has the copyrights on Thomas the Tank Engine. I need to play Square Root of -1 one day so I can actually start to understand it. Or I need to play shit like Square Root of -1 and Burst Chaser and Air Slider and all the other big famous ROM hack names, so that way I can actually just recognize these references off the top of my head. It's been too long since I've actually watched them for me to remember it. Anthony 1037, Citadel Basement 75. Ooh, a 91, damn. Also, one of my favorite Sonic Mania. I think, no, this is, oh my god, this is Super Mario 3D World. Good music choice. That's what I'm trying to say here for the HUD. Oh, Mario 3D Land and Sonic 2. Shit, I was right. Nice. On both ends. That use a spam tin at the bottom of the stream? Yes, that is fan art, courtesy of Grimspecs. We have lots of cool fan art. That's usually on the BRB/starting soon splash screen. There's also, I guess would be a good time to mention as well, I do have a Discord channel. If anybody wants to join a Discord channel and hang out with us as we discuss Mega Man games and other games, and we have a Doom okay. We have a Doom level submissions thing going on as well, because I'm playing Doom on alternating Tuesdays. Yeah. There's stuff, and we play Jackbox every once in a while, so sounds fun. The option's there. The link is below in my description. I'm gonna eat so much shit on this level, aren't I? Oh no. When you're gonna play your submissions, whenever I get done with Plutonia, I will follow that up with actually playing all of the everybody's submitted submissions. So I don't know, that could be in a probably maybe a month, depending on, I mean, I'm getting through Plutonia pretty fast, all things considered, but you know, I could hit a wall at some point, and it could end up taking me a long time. Okay, there we go. The skill has returned to my body. I can play the video game again. Jump today, white boy. Shut the fuck up. I just simply need to remember to jump. Like, look, I felt that the platform was there in my bones, so I just trusted, and I went and jumped down. Didn't even need to hit the intermediary guts lift. Like, right here, I'm gonna trust again, and I'm gonna die. Ah, oh, hell, there was no checkpoint. Alright, bad idea. Yeah, this is a pretty cool auto-scroller. I like this as a concept. Yeah, Entity makes good levels. Entity is a well-known name in the Mega Man community for a good reason. Hop, hop, shoot, hop. Yeah, I have nothing against most auto-scroller levels. Like I mean, if your auto-scroller level ends up being boring, then yeah, I see the problem. You're just kind of waiting around. But, you know, especially in Mega Man, auto-scrollers tend to be pretty solid, all things considered, just because there's usually a lot going on. So, you know. Oh, right, wrong side. You end up not getting too bored. Go and go do little things. See you later in VC. Maybe good luck. Thank you, Wilbo. You know, it's also fun seeing repeat submitters improve with each contest they submit to. Exactly. It is such a cool story. I mean, I know there's only a couple entries, but, you know, it is still a very cool success story to see Zatsupachi, you know, improve, especially from MaGMML 2 to 3 in the rankings submissions. That's, like, the biggest rags to riches story in my mind. Although I'm pretty sure every time I brought this up, you all have mentioned there's another one, but I guess the levels just don't stick out as much to me, so. Yeah, I will be, I guess, to answer, go back to Chris's question and to comment on what Grim said. Yeah, the Plutonia map submissions for Doom will be, done in staggered manner, like Plutonia is currently being done with Freedom Planet 2. Oh, fuck off. Your Mario Maker hit detection on the spikes. I did not jump into that. Getting worse for a submission. You know, it happens to the best of us. Sometimes it's not necessarily you getting worse, sometimes it's just more better participants actually, you know, participating. But, you know, then that's a motivation to get better. You don't think that you're the big fish anymore. It's a pretty cool epic remix of this theme, though. I do like this this arrangement of the Cossack stage. Okay, wow, there we go. Progress, finally. Oh god, alright. Okay. Tense, but I think that's probably a checkpoint over here, so... no longer as intimidated. Aw, fuck. I can't believe I missed that. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna catch up on things. Special circumstance with Lambda's MaGMML 2 submission. Yeah, I think... okay. In those cases, it was an, oh fuck, I'm running out of time, I need something. Yeah, ain't that the truth? It happens to all of us. Some might call it the college experience. Alright, this is gonna be interesting because of just how the physics on the platform does not work as you would expect in this engine, because your momentum is kind of molassified on in this engine. It's hard to make that jump going this direction. So there's a non-zero chance I try to use the jank Ash Rush Jet to get through this section. Just because I don't really feel like eating shit at the first section again. So, alright, fine, I'm gonna be a wimp about it. Alright, dog summoned, dog assisted. Now we can get back on the platform. And everything will be okay. Right? Right? Alright. Cool spike drop. Oh, no! Oh, I hesitated there. Shit. I got intimidated. Alright, well, take two. Last take. Last possible take. I think I would like this level more if it was kind of like how, you know, the rest of MaGMML worked with having infinite lives per stage. Because, you know, this is obviously a cool idea and a cool gimmick, but it is also in a game an engine that has finite lives, and this is surrounded with instant death the whole time. It's not really well suited for the constraints of the game. At least in my opinion. No, Mega Man, slide. What the fuck, I got slowed down by the platform there? Really? Okay. Well, and I didn't... I hate not having a dedicated slide button. Base, I'll talk to you next time. Quickening for lives. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I could probably use some. No, this is tier 2. Where the fuck was the quickening again? Alright, hold on. Yeah, not my favorite. I don't really like levels that are instant death heavy anyways. Like, if I wanted to play a game that I was dying instantly all the damn time in, I would go ahead and, like, you know,
I would play like an I Wanna Be the Guy type game. I don't like games that are instant death centric. How did I jank teleporting out of the level? Alright. Like how he opens his mouth when he slides. Yeah, you know, he's like, ah, he opens his mouth when he jumps too. Mega Man's a very vocal guy. Despite not ever making noise or speaking in most of the games. Well, until like Mega Man 7. Now he speaks in Mega Man 4. Some people speak to him in 4. I think he actually starts speaking in 5. Yeah, Blyka clock indeed. Boy, what a last level I chose, huh? I mean, at least Rush Jet is there as an option to help you out if you're struggling hard like I am, but... Still, for a contest with non-infinite lives is a bit much. I'm sure in MaGMML 1R, as Proto kind of alluded to, and as many levels just are, it's definitely more manageable there, but it's still, you know, a little annoying to have to deal with. Or very annoying to have to deal with in just the original incarnation. There's just so much backtracking to do if you end up beefing it just once. Hello, Flashman. Wow. Funny seeing you here. How are you doing? I would agree, this game does look vaguely familiar to both you and I. It's been over 15 years since I played this, but, you know. Remember it fondly. But thank you for joining me. I would love to say just that you're here. You know, I've enjoyed your work for quite a long time, especially on your Gemini Laser channel. So it's very cool to see you here, to enjoy just a little bit of Make a Good Mega Man level 1. You know, you helped me get into Mega Man when I was younger, so thank you. I'll take my opportunity to thank you right now. So thank you. Currently doing my best to keep up with this platform, so if I don't read chat entirely quickly right now, that is why, because this level is a little bit stressful with all the instant death. I was so close to just suddenly chatting it out and just suddenly not needing the rush jet. Alright, well that was a good one. Post Nemesis, yeah, we don't need to mention that yet. But yeah, the run's going pretty well overall. I mean, I got through, what was it? I went through, what, tiers 3 and 4 today so far, and both were a blast. 4 was especially a blast. You know, Maze of Death was, you know, it was a fledgling experience at making a level, I'll say. I see what you're going for, and a lot of individual challenges ended up working out well. But obviously it is it's a little bit of a product of its time, if you don't mind me saying, in the fact that it does have some glaring issues of this is long. I prefer a non-maze level in my Mega Man, but the concepts are all there. But so far, the run's going good, and I love me some MaGMML. I was aiming to make this the last stage for the night, and it hurts me so much that there's no dedicated slide button in this game. Well, that's... Hold on. Maybe I can come up with a solution. Nope. The Blyka Engine's gonna try to scam me out of a solution. And it's doing really well, I gotta say. Ah, I clipped my head. Okay. Fair enough.
Accept any and all criticism on Maze of Death. I had a bazillion ideas, didn't think you'd ever have another opportunity to make a level, so we basically shot the works and used them all at once. Yeah, I think I remember that hearing you say that was the story before, so... You know, it happens. I mean, I've never made a Mega Man level myself, so it's not like I can, you know, provide too much, of my own... I can't get high on my own airs, put it that way. Did I just outrun the Okay, I thought I just despawned the platform there for a second. Most time of the levels I played this stream. This one's gonna be cutting it close because wow, am I spending a lot of time here. Maze of Death took a while because of how long it was and complex. This is taking a while because of how hard it is. There's a lot of instant death. Oh no, I got stuck again. Please. I hope this platform is not that important. It probably is important. Mega Man, please slide. I know I'm using an analog stick. Oh, no, wait, here we go. Whew, okay. It was not that tense. It was just made to look like it. I made a mini level based around Jewel Man swing. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The fact that for little video edit, I made a mini level because something nobody pointed out in MaGMML 3. I guess I'm saying this for anybody who didn't see the video or is new in the background. Something no one has noticed in MaGMML 3, or at least in the judge comments, was that in what was that level again? I don't remember the title, but it was the level that had the really high gravity and the Jewel Man swings going on in one of the lower tiers. No one noticed that the Jewel Man swings can actually push the fork blocks from the Cossack stages, and so you can actually use it for setups of like, you need to swing on the Jewel Man platform in order to unblock a area. So I guess I did technically do a little bit of a Mega Man level, just for myself though. I would love to implement that in the event of another Mega Man level contest at some point. I think that would be probably my gimmick that I do. Oh, wow. Okay, that level was tense. Goodness gracious. You know what also didn't help? The very cool Rush Jet arrangement is so tense. It really builds the anticipation. I mean, it does the job for, like, what it was designed for. Oh, but wow, that ratchets the pressure up really high. Goodness. Okay. Assuming the Megamix engine retains the bug, of course. Bug interaction, you know, it just depends on your perspective. Substrong was the one I was able to complete. Reminder that it and Be the Smaller Person have the same song. I'm sorry, I'm a little lost, Frodo. Maybe I'm just a bit tired for the night, but yeah, that level. I made my displeasure kind of clear. I don't think it's a bad level by any means, but I don't think that finite lives and lots of instant death combine very well. It's a solid level, it's well designed, it's good platforming challenges, but just the fact that the stakes are pretty high does make this level not one of my favorites. I would probably have put this ranked for my personal ranking towards the bottom of tier 4, rather than the bottom of tier 5. I would put it a whole tier lower, but that's just because of the engine. I'm in 1R, I'm probably gonna have different opinions because I don't have the pressure on anymore. It's just like, okay, well, you know, cool platform Guts Man challenge or Guts Lift challenge level. It won't be an issue anymore. But you know, otherwise it is what it is, and it took a gimmick and it ran with it and used, you know, little Saturn Seekers pretty well. So I gotta give it props for that. Oh, your easy level, right? Yeah, sorry, it goes over my head because I haven't gotten to easies yet. So eventually. Smaller Person was Flashman's judge level in MaGMML 3. Oh, okay, yeah, that was with the big guys.
That was a good level 2. Amazing. The stage just keeps its focus with... I need to end stream after this because I'm getting too tired. Amazing. The stage keeps its focus with just using the guts lifts and a few types of enemies. But wow, does the stage make amazing use of the guts lifts. I really liked the race towards the end of that level, and the vertical sections were really cool too. Great job on this one. I really would like the race more if I was not fighting more for my fucking life out here. A little punishing, but you judge the length and midpoint placements well. The Gutsman platforms let you ask some things of the player that I haven't seen before too. A very straightforward challenge, but a well-crafted one that really got me feeling pumped up when I pulled it off. That's a good question. I don't think there was probably another checkpoint after the second Gutsman section, was there? That probably would have been if I hit one of those spikes. It's back to the beginning, or back to the midpoint, dingus. Do that again. That would tip that again rubbed me the wrong way if that really had happened. This is just me, or is the Gutsman platform ridiculously phallic? Not wrong, but thanks, Duvio. Mick, this is actually a pretty fun level overall. I ended up needing to use Rush Jet in my successful run. Yeah, I'm honestly okay with that. You put Gutsman lifts things to good use here, and just overall, I quite like this. I have two major complaints here. One, that this level basically comes from a more Mega Man Ultimate train of thought? Mega Man U train of thought? You basically can't make any mistakes in order to make it through, which is disappointing to say the least. Never been a fan of that school of thought. The other complaint is that the final third of the stage is far easier than anything before it, which gives this place some mild issues with its difficulty curve. Yes. One thing I'll say is that the Blyka Engine is a lot more solid than people get it credit for. This game is full of jank. Blyka's own creations don't have these issues. That probably makes more sense. I understand this was like, you know, a retrofit before we had a very solid Mega Man engine to use for everything. So, you know, it's good. It functions enough for a Mega Man game. It is just very much the... man, what is wrong with that Rush Jet? And then a couple of other, like, why do the enemies not feel quite right? And, you know, it gives it very much has that, that fan engine smell to it before we had, you know, modern, really accurate recreations of the Mega Man engine. Also, I do love how Darkwing / Mick manages to keep... He is easily the most loquacious of all of the MaGMML 1 judges. He has the longest paragraphs to write, but also keeps about the same length for just about everything he judges into MaGMML 3, because while everyone else gets way more verbose in MaGMML 3, because you have just a very large character limit, Mick stays about the same. He's about the same. Maybe about a screen's worth of text, and then he's done. Unless he has, something to really, really rant about. It's just funny to see the straight through line that he knows what he wants to do. Mega Man Unlimited, I presume here. That would probably have made more sense. Yeah, I don't know why I blanked on the name. Blyka saying his engine wasn't originally intended for widespread use and is difficult for beginners to use. Mega Man 1 to the Blyka engine is like what Witch Haven is to the Build engine. Interesting. I liked most of the Robot Master stages in Unlimited outside of certain checkpoint placements. I haven't played Unlimited. I should probably try it again, but the joke is that it's Unlimited because the stages never end. Off to the VC for real now. All right, thanks, Silvo. Bye. Probably talk to you in a bit. Slightly too brutal for my liking, although the design behind said torturous difficulty was actually fairly well done. I think some of the challenges could definitely have been done without so many spikes, and that first section where you have to walk off the Gutsman platform didn't no apostrophe, didn't need to Saturn thingies that I don't know that I don't know the name of, as this is where you reintroducing them to this concept. I'll also give you that this is the first time I have been scared by an E-Tank since Bias Infinity. Alright, well. Wow, okay.
What an enervating last level. I was already kind of on operating on a little bit of fumes today, but that is a good level to end things on. That'll do it for me tonight. Very productive MaGMML 1 stream indeed. And I think we could probably finish it next time, right? We have, I mean, if I work fast, you have like 3 tier 1 levels left and then a couple of Wily levels, so, you know, the end of this one is already within reach, and then we'll be able to grasp MaGMML 1R within 2 weeks. Glad you could finally catch one of these, if only briefly. I'm very glad to see you come by. I don't post too much in the MaGMML Discord very much, just because, you know, I don't do a whole lot of, I mean, I do Mega Man stuff every week, but I don't do a whole lot of MaGMML stuff all the time. But I figured, you know, I'd start posting there again, because it's like, hey, I'm doing MaGMML again, and this is my voucher to myself, given that I don't post in the other channels very much. So if everybody's interested in MaGMML, I'll point it there. So, thanks for coming by. We'll be doing more MaGMML 1 next week to close things out. MaGMML 1R on the horizon after that. If you like Freedom Planet, we're playing more Freedom Planet 2 tomorrow, getting through Carol's story. And regardless, you know, we'll be doing Back to Doom next week on next Tuesday. No chemistry reactions for a little bit. I just want to probably start that in February again. And, yeah, please be sure to interact with the video, because it helps the channel grow, liking, sharing, hyping, and subscribing, and any other ing that I've missed that YouTube now makes us all do, is much appreciated. And, for anyone out in the back there, I do have a Discord to join where we talk about Mega Man and other games, so if you'd like to join that, you're welcome to. The link is down in the description if you want that. So, have a good night, everybody. I'll see some of you tomorrow, I'll see some of you next week, and I'll see some of you in the Discord later. Have a good night.